Alrighty. Copilot, get out of here. It's a good tier list. One Piece Dilfs. Jesus Christ. Does this work? Does it have every dad here? I think it actually might. I think it might have every dad here. I think it actually does have every dad I need here. Okay. What's good? It's good, Baldy. Good seeing you. I'm just gonna have a few more people trickle on in. Kaido's number one because he let Yamato be who she wanted to be. That is crazy. That is crazy, Jack. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna change these rankings right now. So we're gonna go, just triple S tier. A, B, C, D, and you know what? We'll add another row. We'll just keep it simple. We'll add another row, and that row will be burn in hell tier. Come on. Add row below. Burn in hell tier. Dill's tier list. Hey man, it's the only one that had all the dads, man. It's the only one that had all the dads, yes. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Don't judge me, Red Cam. It's not my fault. I literally looked everywhere for a good tier list with dads. Like some people wanna fuck the dog mink. That's just the reality of it. That's just One Piece right there. That's just anime right there. Mm-mm-mm. How are you guys doing today? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me and that my audio is coming through. Always want to double check on that. I ain't judging, bro. I really understood why Croc was in there. Yeah, you know what? Croc does deserve to be in there. 100%. Nah, we can't. Are you serious? Screw. You can't hear me, but you responded to my exact question. Come on now. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, Zoro. Come on. Your Highness, please. How's everyone doing today, though? Everyone's doing all right? It has been crazy for me. I am very sorry. Very, very sorry that I have not been able to stream as much as I was before. I was pretty consistent for like a good bit, and then like life just kind of kicked in. So that's on me. S tier. Good dad tier. No, no. Cool Dad tier. Cool Dad. Um, Good Dad. Uh, hmm. Hmm. All right. Donor. Donor tier. Senior peak better be in trash tier. Hey, sup, guys? What's good, guys? Going in. What should be good? So I got SS tier. I got cool dad. I got good dad. I got sperm donor, and I got burn in hell tier. What would be a good what's a good middle ground? Just like okay dad, just med dad. Kuba is the worst. Oh come on now, Azul Verde. Come on now, Kuba's the worst. What Kuba do? Senior peak was a dad for like three whole minutes, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Senior peak's dad. All right, no, we got we got to figure out what we're gonna do with our middle tier. What would be? We got cool dad, we got good dad. What's an average dad, bro? The answer is Broly's dad. There should just be we're just gonna put okay. We're just gonna put okay. Fuck it. We'll just keep it simple. All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome to stream. Like I said, I am very sorry that I haven't been able to stream as much as I should. These last couple weeks personally have been a lot for me. Give some context. My mom, she fell a little bit ill and she's recovering, so it's just kind of been up and down with juggling work, her health, and then still pushing out videos. It's just kind of been like all over the place. So I'm sorry. So I just wanted to have a chiller stream. We could talk more about like the Brook flashback maybe like another week once it's like all like finished. But for right now, I just want to have like a chill stream with you guys. Average Joe, yes, Average Joe. Thank you, Mr. Krabs. That was perfect. Average Joe is perfect. Yep, Average Joe. Yes, sir. That's it right there. Okay. Hope all is good. I appreciate your highness. She's recovering. She's recovering right now. It was a little touch and go for a bit, not gonna front, but she's recovering right now. Okay, so I feel like the best thing we should do is just start off with the Straw Hats. And okay, here's how we're doing this. So we are including biological dads. We are including adoptive dads. We're including we're including unks. We're including unks, right? If they had a paternal role in someone's life, they count as a dad. So we're gonna include them. And I feel like the best thing we should do is start off with the Straw Hats just to make things easier. So where the fuck is Dragon at, bro? There's this bitch ass. Yeah, so Dragon's our first on the chopping block. So, Dragon is most definitely not going in S. Dragon is not going in S whatsoever. All right, we are not putting that man in S tier whatsoever. He's not even going in cool. He's not even going in good. If we're gonna be real, Average Joe. Should Dragon go in Average Joe? He raised Sabo. That's an L. That's already an L, actually. That's not a good thing. That's actually a horrible thing. You know what? All Dragon does is just look east, drop his kid off somewhere where, he doesn't have to worry about him anymore. Find out that his kid's a pirate, and it's just like, hey, that's pretty good of you, Luffy. And never makes any approach towards Luffy at all. Never makes any sort of... And it doesn't even send a message. Him and Garp and Dragon are on opposite ends of... They're both enemies, technically, because he's a revolutionary and Garp is a as a Navy vice admiral, and Dragon and Garp are still in communication with each other. But Luffy went his most of his life not knowing Dragon was his dad. No, bro. Actually, he might have good intentions because he is, trying to plan a revolutionary. He's trying to plan a revolution, so he couldn't really have his son be with him, even though he took in Sabo, which I think is stupid. We're gonna put Dragon in sperm donor. He's a glorified sperm donor. Not gonna lie. How we feel about that? Sperm donor. Yeah, he kind of left his son. Exactly. He kind of left his son. Yeah, he's going in sperm donor. He's not. I don't think Dragon's in burn in hell tier because like we already know why he did what he did. But like he at least give your son a call. Like why is it that your son is like 19 and he didn't know that you were his dad this entire time? That's actually kind of crazy. Luffy didn't even realize he had a dad. Remember when Garp first told him back in Enies Lobby, he didn't know he had a dad. And you can chalk that up to Luffy being fucking stupid. But that's still pretty fucking bad. All right. So that was Luffy's biological dad. Let's talk about Mr. Red Hair himself. We've got Shanks here next to the chopping block. So I'm gonna be real. Shanks is not touching those top tiers. He's not touching S. He's not touching Cool Dad to me. Listen, Luffy might think he's a cool dad. That nigga is not a cool dad, bro. A cool dad actually tries to be in your life. I'm just saying, he at least tries to be in your life. That nigga is not a cool dad. Okay, Shake's a good dad. I mean, if we take into account Uta, if we take in film Red, technically speaking, he abandoned Uta for good intentions. He abandoned Uta so she could live her life as a pop star, as an amazing singer. But Uta wanted to just stay with him the entire time. So he didn't take his child's feelings into account of his decision. That's pretty bad, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Shanks is more of a big bro. He kind of feels that way. He kind of feels a little bit more big bro-ish. I don't think he's a good dad. He wasn't bad, but like I can't put him in those higher tiers. Either average or right there with Dragon. Is he a sperm donor? See, I don't know if he's a sperm donor, only because like he obviously cares about Luffy, and he left Uta because she needed to be taken care of, like, and he wanted her to flourish her life as a singer rather than a pirate. I think we're gonna put Shanks at average Joe. I think that is fair. I think that is entirely fair. We're just gonna put him in average Joe. Let's see. Where else is there? We got Zoro's next. Where is Zoro's? Hold on. Is he not here? God damn it. We gotta add him to the list. What's this nigga's name? Zoro teacher. I can't remember this dude's name at all. It's escaping me. This nigga. Yeah, alright. So we're just gonna come on. Oh, come on. Don't do me like that. Screenshot his fat ass head. Alright. Go back in here. We gonna add this dude here. There he is. We have, what's this dude's name again? I fucking remember. They literally just showed it. They literally just did. Shimotsuki Koshiro. Okay. So Koshiro, I feel like a lot of people forget that Koshiro is kind of a dick. He's a little bit sexist. He's a little bit sexist. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. First of all, what kind of stairs you got in your house, dude? What kind of stairs you got? What kind of dangerous ass stairs you got, bro? This is a genuine question. What kind of crazy ass stairs do you got in your house, brother? Your daughter, who's a trained fighter, better than the adults that you're teaching in your class, better than Zoro, who was like lifting up big old fucking boulders as training, right? She suddenly trips and falls and kills herself. What kind of dangerous ass stairs you got in your home, big dog? No, 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 no. Let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about it. And also, like, your daughter is like your best student, like in your dojo, bar none. She beat Zoro 2001 times. Okay, she's like objectively your best student, and you're just like, yeah, man, women can't be fighters. And I'm just like, when you look at like everything we've seen with like in the wider world of One Piece, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. like, like, how can you say that like when like Big Mom exists? You know what I mean? Like, how can you say that when like the Kuja pirates exist? You know, it's kind of like broaden your horizons, my nigga. Like, I don't know. Like, I honestly, I can't even put this dude in average Joe. I think he's low-key a sperm donor. Average Joe, the stairs proved him right. You're nasty, bro. Explosive grape, you are nasty. Oh my lord. Bear in mind, Koshiro didn't think twice to get Wado Ichimoji to Zoro despite it being Kuina's sword. He did not care about that little girl. He really didn't. It was like day after funeral, Zoro pulls up, give me sword. He's like, all right, bet. No, he kind of didn't. Burn in hell tier. My bad, I thought we were talking about him. No, what were we talking about? Bottom. He's at the bottom tier. Okay. Let me know right now. Are we putting him in bottom tier? Are we putting him in burn in hell tier? Or are we putting him in sperm donor? Bottom tier is sperm donor. Now he below that. He's way better than Shanks, let's be honest. Is he? Is he better than Shanks, bro? I don't know, man. I don't know. Is he better than Shanks? His fucking daughter died, bro, from the stairs he had in his house. He has some demonic ass stairs, man. He is way better than Shanks. He is worse than Dragon, bro. Low-key goated for giving Zoro a god sword day one. But that's what I mean, bro. That was his daughter's sword. Nah, I'm gonna leave him a sperm donor right now. We bought him. S donor. I'm leaving him a sperm donor right now. I'm leaving him a sperm donor. Okay. So in terms of Zoro's next father, yeah, we're putting Mihawk up there, bro. We're putting Mihawk up here. Mihawk is definitely a dad. He first of all, Mihawk is 100% a dad because he had to raise Zoro for 2 years. And then he had to raise Perona. He's 100% a dad. And honestly, Mihawk's a good dad, bro. Mihawk is 100% a good dad. He 100% is. All right, let me break it down. First fight with Zoro, right? He told Zoro, hey, man, hey, you don't got to do this, all right? You don't got to do this. Listen, I'm going to use my baby knife on you because this is the smallest I had. That means he would have went smaller for Zoro if he had a smaller knife. Peep game. He's thinking about Zoro's well-being when they fight. And then when Zoro shows courage, when Zoro proves himself, he's like, hey, I respect that. I respect you, my son. That's a pretty good attribute. I like that. And he acknowledged Zoro's hard work. He acknowledged his will, his dream. And so then he brought out the big belt. He brought out Yoru. And he spanked Zoro with the big belt. He acknowledged that. He was like, hey, man, I'm going to be here waiting for you. I'll stay at the top as long as it takes because I want to see you achieve your dream. That's a good dad right there. I'm not going to front. That's a good dad. And then years later, probably months later, Zoro arrives at this nigga's doorstep, right? And he's just like, hey, dad, I need you to train me to get stronger. And he's like, you want me to train you? Even though you're trying to kill me in the future? You want me to train you? I respect it. Okay, my son, I will train you. You know what I mean? He's kind of a good dad. And then Perona is just there, right? Perona is just there on the island. And he immediately just takes her in. He takes her in, no questions asked. He cooks for her. He makes sure that she has a roof over her head. No, Mihawk is actually a good dad. Real shit. He's honestly a good dad. Will I say he's a cool dad? No, because he's very reserved. I'm not putting him in triple S. However, Mihawk is 100% a good dad. There's actually nothing wrong with him being a good father whatsoever. Whatsoever. Mihawk isn't just the strongest swordsman, but also the strongest dad. He kind of is. Mihawk would be an S tier girl dad if he actually had a kid, unlike Shanks, though. Yeah, I mean, I agree because Perona exists. All right, if Mihawk spent more time with Perona than what he was given during the story, he would be 100% a girl dad. 100%. When she took off to go find Gecko Moria, he's like, hey, be safe. He doesn't need to give a fuck about Perona. When the actually this is actually one of the best points for girl dad Mihawk. When the warlord system was abolished, he told Perona, hey, you might want to get out of here because shit's about to get real on this island real fast. He gave her a warning to leave. Nah, man, he's actually a good dad. Real talk. Real talk. Okay. No, what? What do you mean disconnected? Don't disconnect on me. Please tell me you guys are still here. Okay. My computer was being a little weird, guys. Sorry. He was 100% being a little weird. They said that it disconnected. Someone let me know. Still here? Still here? Yeah, we're here. We're still here. Okay. Cool. It said that OBS disconnected, so I got scared for a second. Okay, so getting back to business. Arlong is technically Nami's dad by default, by a very, very small default. So, he gave her a roof over her head. He gave her food. He gave her, Nami's dream is to make maps, right? He made sure to give her as much tools as possible to make as many maps as she can. So, I mean, like technically speaking, I mean, is he a bad dad? I mean, he, 3 square meals a day, gave her the means to pursue her passion, let her collect as much money as she wanted. I mean, all right, I'm gonna stop playing. Bro. I'm gonna stop playing. No, man. No, we're not. Arlong's horrible. There's no. I know I was foul for that. I know I was foul. Okay. Oh, yes. I just realized who's next. It's Usopp. Yes. Oh my god, bro. Actually, we need to add a row below Burn in Hell, bro. We need to add a row just for this nigga Yasop, bro. Just for this nigga Yasop. Yeah, bro. We gotta give Yasop his own tier, bro. This nigga is horrible. Yeah. Yo, we gotta give Yasop his own tier, bro. This man is, bro, domain expansion deadbeat of the century. It is none other than Yasop. Oh my god, bro. I think what fries me the most is when Luffy gets his new wanted poster, right? He gets his new updated Emperor wanted poster, right? Shanks is like, oh, we're gonna be seeing Luffy very soon, man. Oh, look at that. He's an emperor now. He's become a great pirate. We got, all the red-haired pirates are like, oh, man, we're going to see Luffy again. Oh, isn't that fucking crazy? Isn't that cool? And then the first thing out of Yasop's mouth is, oh, my God, that means I'm going to have to see Usopp again. Like, oh, my God. You abandoned your wife and your son. And then, like 20 years later, you realize that you have to start paying child support again. and you shit yourself. No, bro. No, Yasop is actually horrible. Yasop is actually horrible, bro. Call of the Sea Yasop, bro. No. Deadbeat. Nah, Yasop left his sick wife and child after a guy on a small boat invited him to become a pirate. That's facts, Mason. That's facts. Like, what are we talking about? Some random dude, right? Some random dude pulls up to you and is like, hey, man, do you want to come with me to be pirate? It means, like, abandoning your wife and your child. I heard your wife is sick. Is that going to be okay? Yeah, bro, that's no worries, dog. I don't really give a fuck. No, Yasop is actually the worst. He's actually horrible. He's easily has his own tier right now. Yeah, no. Yasop is definitely below. Let's see who else is there. Who's next? Who's next? That'd be Sanji, right? So, Sanji. Oh, so that's actually spicy. Okay, so Zeph. All right, Zeph is are gonna be our first triple S tier. I don't give a fuck. Zeph is 100% triple S. Easy triple S tier. I mean, come on, man. Any dad that's willing to cut their own leg off to make sure that you get to survive eating like the rest of the rations, that's S tier right there. That is objective S tier behavior. He ate his own leg just to make sure Sanji didn't starve himself to death. No, it's 100%. It's 100%. 100% Zeph right here. Without question. Zeph is 100% our first triple S tier. It doesn't matter. He took Sanji in after they survived, raised him to be probably the best chef in all of One Piece. All right, that's just objective facts. Sanji is like the best chef ever in One Piece. We gotta remember, it's Zeph's teachings that helped Sanji create the great cake in Whole Cake Island that satisfied Big Mom. So, technically speaking, Zeph is he really is objectively a triple S tier dad. You kind of can't be mad at it. He kept trying to kick Sanji out of the restaurant, of the Baratier, just so Sanji could go pursue his dream. He said, don't worry about me. Like, I want you to live your life. Nah, son. Zeph is actually triple S tier, all right? However, where is he? There he is. It's kind of crazy just how bad like Judge is. Actually okay, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna put Yasop in his own tier, but he's not gonna be in Burn in Hell tier. Okay? Yasop is pretty fucking terrible. However, Judge made me realize that there are some dads who are actually, like, objectively some of the scummiest people in fiction. All right, Judge, first of all, your pregnant wife, all right? You experimented on your pregnant wife to genetically modify your own children. And then you made sure that all your children, he tried to make sure all of his children were basically sociopaths that didn't have any, like, real feelings, which is actually crazy because he thought that would be good for them to be soldiers. Oh no. The more I start talking about Judge, the worse it's kind of getting. Holy shit. So then you experimented on your children to basically be sociopaths. Then three of your sons are successful projects, all right? Your eldest daughter, she's smart as fuck because she's just hiding her true feelings. So you don't bully her like you do Sanji. You lock Sanji up in a dungeon because he kept making food for his mother and for, like, rats that he because he just has a love for cooking. And then when Sanji, wait, hold on. You knew for a fact that Sanji was getting beat by your other sons. Oh my God. You totally let that happen. You let that slide. You put an iron mask on Sanji's face so no one can recognize that he's your son. And then when Sanji finally escapes and confronts you, he's like, actually, that's a pretty good idea. Please leave. Get the fuck out of my face. Oh no. Oh no. See, the more you talk about Judge, the worse it gets. And then you have a deal of the century. All you gotta do is just sell one of your sons to Big Mom, and then you link up with her empire. Okay, bet. I have 3 sons that are available right now. Let's go find Sanji. Let's go find Sanji and make him our scapegoat after abandoning him for years. For like almost 2 decades. No, Judge is actually he's above Arlong in Burden and Hell tier. Yep. We're putting him top of Burden and Hell tier. Oh my god. Kids' dads also count. Kind of. Why is Arlong here? Because Arlong is here, Capybara, because he is technically the only father figure in Nami's life. All right, he is 100% the only father that we can actually attribute to Nami. Oh wait, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I just remembered the dude. Holy shit. Hold on, I gotta add him in. Nami dad. Pinwheel. I can't remember this dude's name. Genzo. Okay, hold on. Emergency patch, bro. Okay, hold on. Genzo One Piece. Emergency patch for the list. I completely forgot about Genzo. Oh my god, fucking get out of here. One Piece. Christ. There he is. Okay, we're adding Genzo to the list. Okay, hold on. Emergency patch was needed. I completely forgot about this unit, bro. This was a good man right here. He actually great dad. Actually great dad. Hold on. Hold the presses on this one. I gotta include Genzo here real quick. Yeah, he's definitely going in. Honestly, cool dad. I think he's cool dad. I think we're gonna put him in cool dad, because he realized how much Nami did for the village and everything. He was always looking out for Bellemere and Nami and Nojiko. He still looked after Nojiko even after Bellemere was killed and Nami was taken by Arlong. And then the second that they found out the truth that Nami was trying to protect the village the whole time, he stood on business. He got the entire Windmill Village. No, it wasn't Windmill. I can't remember the village. He got all of Nami's village to pull up to Arlong Park and said, "We go and either take Nami back or we're gonna die. It's that simple." Actually, he is a cool dad. Will I put him in triple S? No, because he didn't put 2 and 2 together and realize that Nami was actually helping the village the entire time. But honestly, he is cool dad. So we're gonna give Genzo his props. I completely forgot about Genzo. Where were we? We were talking about Judge. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think Genzo burnt. Okay. I think we're back on track. So we just finished talking about Sanji. Judge is actually one of the worst people ever. The more you dig about his character, the worse it gets. The audacity to set up Sanji for this thing with Big Mom, and then when things don't work out and you realize that Big Mom was fucking trolling you the entire time, it was gonna kill you and just take over your empire, then you start crying and begging and realizing that you are a horrible dad and you experimented on your children, and then Sanji comes and saves your ass. And oh my god, even after Sanji saves you, even after Sanji saves your life, when the whole Cake Island is over, he gets on a megaphone and just starts talking shit about Sanji. No, man. Judge is actually one of the worst characters ever. Holy shit. The more you break it down, the worse it gets. Now, Judge is actually one of the worst. Oh no, he is awful. Okay, next Straw Hat. Next Straw Hat. Who comes after Sanji? Chopper. Oh, yeah, okay. So Chopper, where's Herlick at? Herlick is going to triple S. We don't have Dr. Herlick? Alright, I guess we gotta search him up. I can't remember how to spell his name. Chopper Dad. Herlick. There we go. Dr. Herlick. Not like Dr. Here. No, not like dislike Dr. What are we talking about, man? One Piece. So yeah, Herlick is 100% going in S tier. Triple S tier. Amazing dad. Terrible doctor, amazing dad. He's one of the goats. First of all, let's be real. To this day, he still has one of the greatest quotes in all of One Piece. His speech about like when a person stops being remembered, it's still hits home to this day. So we're gonna give Herlick the triple S. Not just because of this quote, but he took in Chopper like his own son, right? He took in Chopper like his own son. And then Chopper feeds him a poisonous mushroom. Okay? And instead of freaking out, instead of being upset, instead of just panicking like he could, like he literally is about to die. He thanks Chopper and goes and tries to save a bunch of doctors. Wappo was screwing around. He was lying. And then he said, "Oh man, thank God, everything's going to be okay." And he kills himself just to make sure Chopper isn't the one to technically kill him. He kills himself. That just so his son isn't a murderer, like he didn't commit patricide. No, Herlick is kind of him. Herlick is kind of him for that. I'm not gonna front. Herlick is actually a W dad for that. Oh my God, that to kill yourself just to make sure your son doesn't kill you is crazy. It's crazy level of S tiers, man. That is 100% S tier. Let's see. So on this channel, Vivi is 100% a Straw Hat. I don't give a fuck. Vivi is 1 billion% a Straw Hat. So we gotta talk about Cobra. So Cobra is, I think Cobra's a good dad. I think he should have listened to his daughter sooner. I'll say that. I think he should have listened to his daughter sooner. His daughter basically told him right away, like, "Hey man, this crocodile guy is kind of shady. I don't think we should have him in our kingdom." He was able to come through later. Thankfully, Luffy was there to save the day. After it was all said and done, he houses Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats, gives him a feast for protecting his daughter and protecting the kingdom. I would put him in Cool Dad, but then he saved Sabo's life, and that docks him some points. So he's going to be in Good Dad right here. He's going to be in Good Dad. Kind of a Chad move. Makes sense. Is Harald on the list? We'll add Harald. We'll add him. We'll get to Rocks, Roger. We'll get to those guys. We 100% will. We're not going to talk about every dad per se, but we're going to hit like some of the stronger ones. And we're kicking things off with the Straw Hats, and then we're going to start spreading into like the other characters. So, I would put him in Cool Dad just because of how much Vivi respects and loves him. Vivi is like one of the best characters in the series, and the fact that she loves her father that much, it shows how much of a good dad he is. And also, he had the balls to step to Imu and the Gurusei and call them out. So, I mean, he gets good dad status. He just saved Sabo's life, so he doesn't get cool dad status. I think that's fair. I don't think we're gonna put him in average Joe. Saul should be in Cool Dad. Ooh, that's actually great. That's a great idea because Saul technically is Robin's father figure, her best friend and father figure, and yeah, he's going in S. He's going in S. First of all, Robin is literally neglected her entire life. Her entire life. She goes and she meets Saul, and Saul becomes her friend instantly. Instantly. And he, like, he takes care of her, nurtures her, and when O'Hara happens, without a second thought, he puts his life on the line for this little girl who has like turbo depression because, like, Robin's like was basically depressed her entire life, and then she's seeing all the people that she loves start dying in front of her, and he, despite her having turbo depression, he's like, "Don't worry, one day you're gonna find people who are gonna love and protect you." And no one in this world is meant to be alone. He kind of gave her some hope. Because honestly, if he never said those words, I feel like Robin would have offed herself. I feel like she would have done it a lot sooner than what she tried to do during Enya's lobby. If I'm being real, I think Saw definitely deserves to be in triple S. Let's see what we got here. I think technically speaking, Clover, Dr. Clover is technically her a father figure to her as well. And I'm gonna put him in Cool Dad. Clover is a W man's. He actually is a W man's. We gotta have to give him some credit here. He is a W man's for sure. Let's go back over to the tier list. Yeah. Clover deserves to be. Okay. Does Clover deserve to be in Cool Dad or S tier dad? Honestly, the only reason she even kept living together with her mom, yeah. Honestly, like I think we gotta give Saul his flowers, bro. He really did come at the perfect time for Robin. I really think Robin might have ended herself if like Saul wasn't like there for her. Okay, go on. Queen should be in Burn in Hell. He's Franking's father. We're gonna get to Queen in a bit. 100%. Saul and Clover should be in Cool Dad. Cool Dad, Esther. Okay, I'm leaving Saul. In my opinion, I'm leaving Saul in triple S. Clover, he did take in Robin. Clover did give her the means to be a master archaeologist. Robin was so like is literally a genius. She was able to become an archaeologist through their teachings, even being able to read the poneglyphs when she wasn't supposed to. And then he kicked her out to protect her. Should he be in S? That is the question. Are we putting Clover in triple S or just leaving him in Cool Dad? He's not going in Good Dad. I think he deserves at least Cool Dad. Cool Dad, Song Clover should be in Cool Dad. Shamrock should be on this list. Bonnie, you're nasty for Tiva. You're nasty for that. You're nasty. Clover is Cool Dad. Cool Dad, he's cool. Okay, we're gonna leave Clover and Cool Dad. I feel like Saul had a bigger impact on Robin. Not to say that Clover wasn't a big deal, but like Saul is literally relevant today. Like he's in Elbath. He's literally relevant right now. So we're gonna give Saul his we're gonna put Saul above Clover. It's no shade to Clover. No shade to Clover at all. But I feel like we're gonna just give Saul his flowers and put him in triple S. So the next Straw Hat who joined the crew would be Frankie. Tom, I'm gonna be real. Another S tier dad. Another S tier dad. Frankie's stupid ass started making a bunch of battleships, and the Cypher Pole came in. They pulled up. They're like, "Hey, man, uh, we're gonna pin this against you. Who did it? Who did it?" And Tom like takes all the blame upon himself to keep Frankie safe. That's a W man's, bro. He took in Frankie. He took in what's his name? Iceberg. Yeah, Iceberg. He took in Iceberg as his sons. And again, he was willing to die for his children. W dad. Automatically W dad. Like if you're willing to like throw your life away like in a heartbeat to protect your children, you're a W dad. You're a W dad. No hesitation. And then he let Frankie know a valuable lesson. Like, you know, just because you create something doesn't make it inherently evil. It's how the person uses it, which is, you know, it's technically true. You know, it's whoever is the one pulling the trigger is what makes it like something evil or not. And, you know, that's something that Frankie carried up into his adulthood. No, we're gonna give Tom a triple S. We're gonna give Tom triple S easy. Where the fuck is Queen at, bro? You know, it's weird how it's like with Sanji, and there's a triple S dad and a burn in hell dad, and 100% Queen is 100% burn in hell. He is 100% a burn in hell dad, bro. Bro, I cannot spell today. Oh my god. Queen Mary? No. Queen One Piece. I have not had coffee today. I'm sipping on it right now. Actually, I'm sipping on some right now. But Queen is no. First of all, Oda is evil for this. Oda is so evil. He did not need to do that. Oh my god, he did not need to do that. The homie Zahir. Shout out to Zahir. You all should definitely watch his channel if you haven't already. He makes great One Piece content. But Zahir, oh my god, that man was in shambles, bro. Because he despises Queen on like a true personal level. And the fact that Oda was like, yeah, man, Queen, this dog shit person, this dog shit human being, is the father of Frankie. No reason to do that. Absolutely no reason. First of all, unlike the other dads on this list, unlike, say, Dragon, for example, there was no good intentions. There was no good intentions with abandoning his kid. Like Dragon, for example, we understand why Dragon abandoned Luffy. You know, at the end of the day, we do understand why. He's still a sperm donor, but like, you know, we understand why he did it. Shanks, we understand why he abandoned Uta. You know, like things like that. We understand why. But Queen is just a piece of shit. During the Odin flashback, like little Frankie is just like, yeah, man, I got abandoned by pirates, man. Like my parents were pirates, and they just threw me away. There's no explanation, no nothing. He literally just tossed Frankie out like trash, and then dedicated his whole life to working for. Well, he worked with Mads, realized that Vegapunk is like that. And is just not as good as him. Has this weird complex with Judge for whatever reason. Which you have a complex with a top tier worst dad ever in One Piece. So already not looking good. And then you spend the rest of your life creating chemical weapons to use against the innocent people of Wano. Yeah, no, Queen is 100% in the burn in hell tier. He's not Judge and Arlong tier bad father though. Okay, bad father. Okay, because we are focusing on him as a father. He still abandoned his kid for no reason. For no reason. Like take Yasop for example, right? Still pretty bad, but Yasop is technically a good person. Queen is a horrible person. He abandoned his kid just to commit more crimes. You know what I mean? He abandoned his kid just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just commit more crimes." Not for Frankie's well-being, not for anything having to do with like Frankie's like, you know, life. It was just, I want to commit more crimes. This kid is kind of a hassle. I don't feel like taking care of him. That's actually true deadbeat behavior. True deadbeat behavior. So I agree. I'm not putting him above Arlong because Arlong did abuse Nami. So technically speaking, he's not as bad of a father, but he's still pretty terrible. He's still pretty fucking terrible. He is bad, but slightly better than Arlong and way better than Judge. Judge is LeBron James and deadbeat dads. Yeah, there's no one topping Judge right now. I don't think I've seen someone who reasonably is going to like actually like beat Judge in a deadbeat contest. I will put Arlong above Queen just because Queen does abuse it. Like Arlong does abuse Nami. We know that. Most of her life she was being abused. Queen just abandoned his like Frankie. So I feel like it's fair to put him. It's fair to put Arlong above Queen. The Yasop tier? No, I don't think he's Yasop tier. I think if you abandon your child to commit like evil acts, you're actually terrible. We at least know the red haired pirates are like a good crew. Well, with context clues, at least we know they're a good crew. But Queen is actually horrible. Okay, next Straw Hat. That would be Brook. That would be Brook. First of all, Brook is a cool dad. Brook on his own is a cool dad. Technically speaking, he raised 2 kids. He raised Gunko when she was a kid, and he raised Laboon. Technically, he's a pretty cool dad. His whole point was like taking care of Gunko when he was younger. Raised her, even though Gunko had like a little bit of a weird complex with Brook. Thankfully, Brook never pursued her. He was always trying to go at her mom and every other woman, which, hey, it's better than going after kids, man. Better than going after kids. And then, like, Laboon spent his entire life, traveling the Grand Line with his crew, died. He wanted to dedicate the rest of his life, his new life, to reuniting with Laboon again. The first thing on his mind was reuniting with one of his children. Yeah, we gotta give Brook in a cool dad tier. He's technically a cool dad. Technically, like, Brook himself is a cool dad. Kendall, like, yeah, like I think they were. I guess we're gonna have to put them in here too. I think we're gonna have to put them in here too. I really hope Kendall does not betray everyone like everyone thought. I really hope like Oda doesn't show her as like an evil holy knight this entire time, because how the holy knights just pull up on them is kind of crazy. Where is there no pictures of him? Is there no pictures of him yet? Come on, I'm not okay. God damn it, bro. I guess I gotta go to the recent chapters. Viz. One Piece. Because technically, like, you're right. Like, Ravin is like a great dad. Like, he took in Brook when he didn't have to. Kendall, she seems to be a W mom, but we're not counting moms today. I was with my mom for Mother's Day, so no, we're not counting moms. Yeah, no, he's kind of good. He's kind of good. Thank you, Beethoven insert. Excuse me. We're gonna put him in a good dad. We're gonna put him in a good dad. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I don't think he like did anything really like stand out. I mean, he did technically say Brook. We got okay, he's cool dad. He's cool dad. He gave Brook a purpose. And a goat inspired another goat. So hey, we're gonna put Ruben in cool dad. We're gonna 100% put this dude in cool dad. 100%. A goat inspired a goat. We kind of can't avoid that. He's going in good dad. Or cool dad. Okay. Next Straw Hat. Next Straw Hat would be is it Jinbei? Is Jinbei the next Straw Hat, right? It's Jinbei. Oh man. Okay. Where the fuck is Fisher Tiger at? Fisher Tiger is does Fisher Tiger belong in Cool Dad or Good Dad, guys? He basically inspired his generation of fishmen. Technically speaking, he should have done better with Arlong. we kind of know where Arlong is on the totem pole. Yeah, actually, you know what? Just for that, because technically, the two people that like he inspired the most was Jinbei and Arlong, and Jinbei is good. Arlong is not, and despite the racial differences between fishmen and humans, he still treated Koala very warmly and escorted her all the way back home. He just didn't realize he was going to get jumped by Kizaru that day. He didn't know he was going to get jumped by Kizaru. Kizaru kind of did that nigga dirty. We're going to leave him in Good Dad. We're going to leave him in Good Dad. Yeah, we're going to leave Fisher Tiger in Good Dad today. All right. So I don't know about you guys. I personally believe Yamato is like a straw hat, like an honorary straw hat. Like Vivi. I feel like they're just an honorary straw hat. Kaido. Dog. Is he okay? You know what? No, he's in burning hell tier. He's in burning hell tier. He abuses his child. He abuses his child their whole life. He literally beat Yamato and starved them. Starved them, strapped a bomb onto them for their whole life, and made sure that if they ever leave the island of Wano, they're going to die. No, he's actually pretty bad. He's actually above Arlong. He's actually above Arlong. Okay? The only thing Kaido did that it's like decently positive as a parent is accept that Yamato is their son. You know, that's it. Woohoo! Good on you, Kaido. Good on you, buddy. Ooh. Despite that, you still beat your child. You beat them their whole life, and then you strapped a bomb onto them and said, "Step out of line once, and you're gonna die." Nah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, no, kind of can't avoid that one. Kaido's pretty bad, bro. Bro, he killed the people who gave Yamato food. Exactly. Thank you, Capybara. He killed the people that gave Yamato food. Yeah, he's pretty fucking terrible. He's a pretty bad dad. He's pretty bad. I gave you a devil fruit, though. I gave you a devil fruit. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Nas. Yes, you guys are 100% right. He did give him a devil fruit. He gave Yamato a devil fruit. No, Kaido's actually a piece of shit. He's actually pretty bad. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's really bad. Man. Like when you start looking at these guys just as parents, oh wow, it gets bad. Okay, so I think that's it for all the Straw Hats and for all the honorary Straw Hats. So let's go with the spicy one. Let's start getting more out there. And I think a perfect way, people are talking about segueing into the the God Valley people. So let's go ahead. Roger. That is a cool dad. I can't give him S dad. I cannot give him triple S dad. I think the tragedy of Roger is that he loved Ace. He loved Ace before Ace was even conceived. The idea of Ace gave Roger joy. And that's the tragedy of their dynamic, because Ace grew up despising Roger. He didn't realize how much Roger loved him. Roger went to one of his greatest enemies / rivals / friends. Him and Garp had this dynamic. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. He went to one of his greatest adversaries and said, I need you. I'm trusting in you. Like, I'm dying. There's nothing I can do about that. My child did not do anything. The only thing that they are is just my child, but they should not be persecuted for my crimes, right? They should not be judged by my actions. Please take care of my child, Garp. I honestly, I think Roger deserves to be at least being cool dad. Because despite Ace growing up hating Roger, he didn't know him. And he didn't realize just how much how much Roger loved him to death. Loved him. It's so sad that that's the case. Ace spent his whole life hating an image. Everyone just kept glazing Roger, talking about how crazy Roger is, talking about how, whether Roger fucked people up or whether Roger was like the coolest ever, but everyone always like judged Ace because he was the son of Roger. Yeah, no, it's really tragic. It's really tragic. Roger definitely deserves to at least be in a cool dad, and he inspired Shanks. He raised Shanks. He raised Shanks, so technically he is a good dad. He's a cool dad for that. And also, since he raised Buggy. He raised Buggy too. Now that I'm thinking about it, he raised both Shanks and Buggy. No, we kind of gotta give him a triple a cool dad tier, minimum cool dad tier. And since we're on the topic of that, cool dad, Rayleigh, cool dad. Same reasoning. He helped in raising Shanks and Buggy, and years later. He technically was like Luffy's teacher, another male figure in Luffy's life. Yeah, no, it honestly inspired. Like he ran into Ace too. Nah, I'm gonna give him cool dad status for that. I'll give Rayleigh cool dad status for that. Where we go? I'm gonna just knock out all three of them. Where the fuck is Gabon at? Where's Gabon at? Is he not here on this list? I'm not seeing him anywhere. I'm not seeing him at all. Yeah, he's not appearing for me. All right, we're going to look up Gabon. Gabon? Okay. Gabon is, he's actually triple S. Gabon's actually triple S. In this department, Gabon actually outshines his captain and his rival because he was actually a dad. All right, he's actually a blood dad, and he was willing, in a heartbeat, he was willing to lay down his own life to make sure that his son was going to be safe, even though he had the means of defeating Gunko. He saw the future, and he didn't want to take that risk. He didn't want to see his son get fucking like clipped in the neck. Lay down his own life for his kid. Triple S. That's his kind of effect. I feel like Roger would 100% be in triple S if he actually was able to raise Ace. He just wasn't. He wasn't given that opportunity because he was sick and dying. Rayleigh, he kind of got drunk at a bar. We're putting Rayleigh down in good dad. We're putting him down in good dad. Also, another thing that Scopper has over Rayleigh is that when Shanks was dealing with his trauma of being a fingerling, one of the Celestial Dragon families, Gabon was the first person to comfort him and let him know, like, hey man, that's tough, but don't let that shit define you. Don't let that shit scar your life like that. Like, you shouldn't be putting that pressure on yourself. Yeah, Gabon's kind of an S tier dad. We kind of got to give him that credit. 100%. 100%. Let's see what we got. Since we're heading into the God Valley characters, you know what? We mentioned Garp. We mentioned Garp when talking about Roger. This is a spicy one, guys. Where are we putting Garp at? Where are we putting Garp at, guys? Garp has fathered many children. Garp has fathered many children. He's fathered Dragon. He's fathered Ace. He's fathered Luffy. He's fathered Sabo. He's fathered Kuzan. And he's fathered Kobe. Technically speaking, Garp has 6 children under his belt. That's a pretty wide range. Pretty wide range. And overall, he kind of fucked up with most of his kids. Kind of fucked up with most of his children. Kobe is like his only good apple. Everyone else is just kind of bad. Like Luffy and Ace were inspired by other people. Right? Ace was inspired by Whitebeard. Luffy inspired by Shanks. Okay? Dragon just told him to fuck off. He said, "We're done. I'm quitting the Marines. We're done, Dad." Kuzan could have been his best. But then Kuzan ended up joining Blackbeard, even though I personally believe that Kuzan's undercover, and that's why like it really pained him to have to fight Garp. It showed how much of an impact Garp had on his life. Like I said, it's obviously not confirmed, but I think Kuzan is undercover and is plotting against Blackbeard. We talked about this before on stream. What took out the Titanic? A big unexpected iceberg. So leave that as it may. So technically speaking, Garp has 2 good kids that he raised, and then his other children just hate him. I don't think he's a sperm donor because he didn't have to raise Ace. He didn't have to. He could have turned Ace in. He took care of Ace as a kid and made sure he was safe growing up. Is he a good dad? No, he's not. He's not a good dad. I'm gonna put him in average Joe. I'm gonna put Garp in average Joe. You think he's a cool dad, Fatima? I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, it's complicated. It's complicated because of how many relationships he has with like the kids that he raised. It's complicated. Like, he did good with some kids. He fucked up in other areas, right? Well, we could say that he tried his best, sure, but like there are glaring flaws with his approach to fatherhood. You know, when did I rewatched the clip of Didon beating Garp's ass after Marineford, and it still kind of hits to this day. Like Didon, like all that emotion she had because like she blamed Garp for Ace's death. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put Garp in average. I'm just gonna leave him in average Joe. He did good at certain points. He did bad with other points. I feel like I'm just gonna put him in average Joe. I will put him above Shanks though. I'll put him above Shanks though because like he actually is a father versus like Shanks just inspiring Luffy and then like taking care of Uta for a bit. So yeah, wait, hold on. He fathered Sword though, basically. That's true. He's currently fathering Sword. Okay, you're right. Okay, I'm taking Sword into account. That's not necessarily wrong. You guys are right. Because he did inspire the next generation of Marines with Kobe and the rest of the Sword members, like Groose and I can't even remember her name. Suru's granddaughter. You know what? We're gonna put Garp at the bottom of good dad. No, we're not. We're gonna put Garp above these. We're gonna put Garp above Fisher Tiger and Rayleigh. How about that? I feel like this is a good middle ground. I wasn't gonna put Garp in sperm donor. I was not gonna put him in sperm donor. The lowest Garp would have been is average Joe. Whitebeard is next, and oh my god. Okay, so Whitebeard is an amazing dad. Like, objectively speaking, he's an amazing dad. He just fucked up once, you know? He fucked up with one of his kids. It ended up being the biggest fuck up ever. But he fucked up only once. Like, he has thousands of kids. He has hundreds of kids under his flag. And he ended up only fucking up once? Yeah, Yeah, I mean, statistically speaking, it's pretty fucking good track record, honestly. Pretty good track record. Even, you know what? Let's put it this way. His big fuck up being Blackbeard, right? His big fuck up being Blackbeard. When Blackbeard was killing Whitebeard at Marineford, even Blackbeard was like, yo, I looked up to you my whole life. Like you were that guy to me my whole life. But then you got soft. Then you got old and weak. But remind you, like, even Blackbeard was like, yeah, man, I looked up to you my whole life. And I believe that. I don't think Blackbeard was just talking shit. I think he, like, legitimately, like, yeah, Whitebeard took him in and raised him. So I think, like, despite Blackbeard being a scummy person, he did technically take care of him. He did technically, like, look up to, like, he inspired even Blackbeard. Yeah, no, he's technically S tier. He pulled up to Marineford, you know, put it all on the line for one of his kids. He's like, you're not gonna kill any of my kids, bro. Let's you're not gonna, not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not if I can help it. Even if it means I'm gonna die, like, I'm gonna protect my kids to my dying breath. Yeah, no. Yeah, he might have fucked up once with Blackbeard, but that's still statistically a really good track record. Yeah, no, Whitebeard is definitely up there. Let's see who else we got. I don't see him here, but since we're talking about the God Valley people, let's go ahead and throw in rocks. Let's throw in rocks. Okay. Mr. Rocks D. Zebek. Mr. Davy Man himself. And yeah, man. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna put him in Cool Dad. I'm gonna put him in Cool Dad for the same reason I'm putting Roger in Cool Dad. He did not get the chance to raise his child. He did not get the chance to raise his kid, unfortunately. Because I, you know what? Just based off how he is and how much time and how much effort he went into, like, you know, how do I put this? Rox was developing, like, he might have, how do I put this? He was working overtime doing this master plan to take out the world government, right? He finds out that his family got captured, and he puts everything on hold to go rescue his family, to go rescue his wife and child, right? I would love to put him in Triple S, but like I said, for the same reason as Roger, he didn't necessarily get the chance to raise his son. And I feel like, despite Rox being objectively, so many people want to say he's, like, morally great. No, Rox is a bad guy. He is. But that doesn't mean a bad person can't do good things every now and then. And I feel like Blackbeard would have been a better person if he was raised directly by his father. And you could say that for a lot of kids in One Piece. So I'm gonna put him in Cool Dad because he literally risked his life to save his wife and child. He ended up failing, unfortunately, but, like, he literally sacrificed his life, like, in the hopes of protecting his wife and child. So we're gonna put him in Cool Dad. I can't put him in S. I can't put him in S because he didn't raise his kid. He didn't raise Blackbeard. We saw how Blackbeard ended up. And that's not necessarily his fault, but as a father, he did not raise his child. So I'm gonna have to put him in Cool Dad. Same reason for Roger. Because, like I said, with Roger, if Roger was alive and he raised Ace, he's automatic S tier. He's automatic S tier. He loved the hell out of Ace even before he was conceived. So no, we can't put Rox any higher than Cool Dad. Unfortunately. Let's see who else we got. He should be in Good Dad. We doing Corazon? We are doing Corazon. I was literally about to get to that. Where the fuck is Sengoku at? Okay, so Sengoku, he's a good dad. Oh, okay. We're gonna get to We're gonna get to Harald and Garling. We're gonna get to Harald and Garling. We're gonna get to Harald and Garling. I almost forgot about them. I was thinking, but like, I'm just getting these old legends out of the way. I think he's a good dad. He cared about Corazon. He first of all, he adopted Corazon. He adopted this child. Child told him everything that's happening, and he decided, he was gonna raise Corazon to be a marine, a good marine, a good marine. And Corazon, through that kindness, was inspired to do what he can to stop Doflamingo, and he did what he could to raise Law. So technically speaking, a goat inspired a goat. So we're gonna put him in good dad. Whatever problems you have with Sengoku outside of his relationship with Corazon, we are not including. Remember, we're ranking them based on their dad. And I think his influence in Corazon's life speaks volumes, because we already know how Corazon could have ended up. He could have been just like his brother. So we're going to give Sengoku a good dad pass. But now we do have to talk about an S tier dad. We got to talk about Corazon. I don't think it's really surprising that Corazon, damn it, One Piece. I don't think it's really surprising that Corazon is an S tier dad. I don't think there needs to be much explanation. He's just that guy. Literally was trying to protect Law the entire time, while Law was like had turbo depression because he was gonna die from his white lead disease, and then dedicated years of his life to trying to find a cure for Law, and then made sure to let Law, this child who basically gave up on the concept of love, made sure to let Law know before he died that he loved him, and then sacrificed his life to make sure Law was safe from Doflamingo. Even after taking all those bullets from Doflamingo, remember, Law was like, he was running away in the snow, and he made sure to hang on using his silence powers to make sure that Law got to safety fast enough. You know what I mean? He made sure to let Law know, like he made sure Law was never going to get found out by Doflamingo and everyone else that was going after Law because of his powers. No, Corazon is definitely S tier. 100%. He's so S tier. Like, the fact that he didn't need to do any of this is what makes him S tier. It's like objectively a good dad. He did not need to do any of this for Law, but he saw how horrible of a life Law lived. He was so compassionate. He was such a loving person. He dropped everything to save Law's life. No, that's a W, dad. W, dad. W, father figure. But now you know what? Now we gotta talk about, someone brought it up already. We gotta talk about Harald, and we gotta talk about Garling. No, man. No. I cannot stand Harald. And one of the reasons why I can't stand this man is because he is a terrible dad. Horrible dad. Terrible dad. Oh my God, man. If absent father was a man, he would be, he's actually, he's a sperm donor. He's a sperm donor. And he's a worse sperm donor than Dragon. He's a worse sperm donor than Dragon. Because literally he was off, constantly trying to make relations with other countries. And every time he came back, he was like, hey, man, how you doing, Loki? How you doing? I bet you're sad that your mom died. And he has no idea. He had no idea that, what's her name? I can't remember Loki's mom's name. He had no idea that his wife was abusing their child the entire time. And he had the audacity to say, I bet you're sad that your mom died, huh? You know what? Let's go to the panel. Let's go to the panel, bro. That's probably one of the funniest panels Oda has written in like recent years. Let's go to the panel. Loki gets tossed off a fucking giant cliff. A giant cliff. Like, this is a Kaido level feat, by the way. I gotta go back even more, sorry. This is a Kaido level feat, bro. He gets dropped all the way down the Erd Tree. Damn it, where's the fucking chapter at? Where's it start? 1154? Yeah. It's here. This is crazy, dude. Look at Loki, bro. Look at Loki. Look at his son, bro. Look how excited Loki is to see his son, his dad, bro. This is true deadbeat right here, bro. He is so absent in this dude's life, in Loki's life. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what's going on with Loki. And then with Harjin, Harjin's being abused for being like a freaking half-blood. For having impure royal genes, impure genes, right? He doesn't know that his kids were being abused this entire time. Can you smile? I suppose not after losing your mother at just a few months old. Loki abandoned any hope for love. No, bro. No, Harald was a horrible dad, bro. Harald was a terrible dad. Honestly, should Harald go in Yasop tier? Should he go in Yasop tier, bro? I'm gonna be real. I don't think he's in Bird of Hell tier. But honestly, he was a terrible dad. He was so absent in their lives, he didn't realize what abuses that they were going through. Estrid was her name. Thank you, Fatima. Estrid was her name. Yes. Estrid was horrible. Horrible to him. Listen. How is it? I think it's the previous chapter. Yeah, it's the previous chapter, 1153. This is a Kaido level feat, by the way, guys. I just need you to know that. This is a Kaido level feat. I don't give a fuck. Estrid tossed Loki from the very top of the tree of the tree of Yggdrasil and hoped that he died. And he climbed up that shit. Fresh out spawn. First couple minutes on Earth breathing. And he fucking takes that shit. And he was being abused so much by Estrid. So freaking much. That she like gouged his eyes and everything. Like, no. And Harald had no idea because he was away so much. He could have easily taken Loki with him on his adventures, maybe, and like just show, just try to raise him right. But no, we don't get that. You don't get that. He's so fucking absent of a father. Loki abandoned any hope for love. And then when he realizes how much of an idiot he is towards the end of Loki's flashback, he's like, "Hey Loki, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to kill me." I'm so sorry putting all this trauma on you, my son. I was a really stupid idiot. You're gonna have to kill me right now. And he forces Loki to undergo all that trauma. No, man, Harald was actually a horrible dad. Like, Harald is objectively a horrible dad, bro. Objectively a horrible dad. Let's go to that chapter, bro. Is it 1168? Oh, I think it's the next chapter. Or maybe 1170. Yeah, I think it's the next chapter. And you see it on his face. The years of trauma and pent up aggression. Loki finally takes out his dad, and he's crying. He's crying so much from the pain of having to kill. Because Loki wanted to be loved the entire time, but he abandoned any hope of love because of how he was treated from birth. And we see, just based off of how Loki reminisces Harald, we see how much, even though he's frustrated, even though he's angry with how Harald acted, he still cared about Harald. And it was Harald's stupidity that brought this to fruition. It forced Loki to kill him. No, man. Harald is actually a horrible father. Harald gets abused for being a biracial giant, essentially, and Loki gets abused for most of his life, and he's just lashing out because he just wasn't raised right. The only person who raised him right was what's her name? I can't remember her name. Frick. You got a cool squirrel though. You got a cool squirrel hammer though. You can 1v1 Emu though. You can 1v1 Emu, my son. You got a cool squirrel hammer, my son. See, this is what I mean, bro. People want to defend Harald so much. This thing is a turbo deadbeat, bro. No, he deserves to be in the Yasop tier, bro. You can 1v1 Emu, my son. Oh man, that's actually crazy. You can turn into a giant dragon now, my son. You got a lot of aura now, my son. No, man. No, actually, I'm actually gonna put. Man, I think okay. In the battle of the deadbeats, who do we got? Do we got Yasop or do we got Harald, bro? I think this is an actual fight. Battle of the deadbeats. Who y'all got, bro? Ida's mom. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, Loki was basically raised by Ida. And oh, you know what? Now that I think about it. So Ida gets killed, right? Ida gets poisoned. What does Harald do in response to that? Loki burns that. He stood on business. He killed everyone who plotted against to kill Ida. He killed everyone on the spot. He said, "You killed my mom?" Oh no, bro. Nah, son. Actually, that's a great point. That is a great point. I just thought of it. Oh my god. Loki finds out that his mom got poisoned, and that nigga stood on business. He killed everyone who killed his mom, bro. And what does Harald do? Throws Loki in prison. Oh no, son. No. Loki stood on business. The only mother I have, bro. No. He loved Ida so much. And what does he do? He threw Loki in prison. No. No. He threw his son in jail, bro. You know. No. He's a turbo deadbeat, bro. He's a turbo deadbeat. He's literally not even there for Ida. He's out and about getting swastika tattoos, like fucking Hitler tattoos from Emu and shit, bootlicking like crazy. And when he finds out that his son killed all the people that killed Ida, gotta throw him in jail. No. Harald is a turbo deadbeat. Holy shit. This dude is terrible. Oh my god. I didn't even think about that till right now. Oh wow, bro. I think it's close. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's close between Yasop and Harald. Harald is beating Yasop. Has he even interacted with Harald? Has he interacted with Harald, bro? Oh, I don't even know if he has. I don't even know if he really has, man. Has he even interacted with Harald? Oh god, that's actually good. That's actually really good. That's an amazing question, Christo. That's an amazing question. Yasop was dreading meeting Usopp again. Harald is just dumb. Would you rather him abuse the fact that he's royalty to be above the law? What about the regent who gave Loki garbage to eat during a famine? Loki, underrated dad. Feet, not gonna lie. Other giants were killing each other for food, but Loki got to eat something. The regent over Harald. That's pretty bad, bro. That's pretty bad. Sucks to son. Sucks to have. Sucks to suck son. Bye now. Yeah, bro. We're gonna put Harald we're gonna put him in the Yasop tier. All right. Debate amongst yourselves whether you think Harald is above him. Put him between Judge and Kaido. Oh no, you donated too. You donated. All right, Your Highness. All right, buddy. Only because you donated, big dog. Only because you donated. We're putting Harald between Judge and Kaido. Thank you very much for the donation. I have to respect it. That's true hatred right there. I love it. I love it. We have to. Harald is officially in Burn in Hell tier, bro. Right between Judge and Kaido. W, Your Highness, bro. W, Your Highness. Oh man. Oh man, that's good. That's really, really good. Oh wow, Ray. That's really fun. Oh Ray. Okay. We've ragged on Harald enough. Harald is pretty bad though. Objectively speaking, Harald is a pretty fucking horrible dad. Oh man. So now we gotta deal with Garling. Oh wow, man. Where do we even begin? Oh wow. So Garling is truly no. See, I don't want none of this. No. See, all these pictures paint Garling in a good light. We gotta go to the source. We gotta go directly to the source, ladies and gentlemen. Because if we're gonna hate properly on this channel. We're gonna hate properly on this channel. We gotta get the good picture. There it is. We gotta get the good picture. If we're gonna hate right, we're gonna hate correctly, everybody. Let's get the good picture of Garland. We're gonna get his good side. Yeah, no. I don't think come on. Does this really need an explanation? Does this really need crop his face off? I love it. Yeah, man. Without question, he's going in Burn in Hell tier. He's going in Burn in Hell tier. Terrible father. Terrible father. Literally, he's the leader of the Holy Knights, and he raised Shamrock to be his successor. So all of his values, everything like that, he raised Shamrock to be. And when Shanks came back, he was gonna do the exact same thing. He was gonna pick up from scratch. He was gonna raise Shanks to be the exact same way. And then he killed their mom. He's the reason Shanks and Shamrock's mom died. So what's even worse about Shamrock, not Shamrock, Garling, is the fact that Shamrock had the opportunity to be raised like a normal human being. He had the opportunity to be a good person, but Garling robbed Shamrock of that. So whatever bad things Shamrock does later in the story, because we all know that Shamrock is going to turn up later in the story, it's Garling's fault. It's Garling's fault. Shanks and Shamrock had the opportunity to be raised as normal kids in this world. Thankfully, Shanks was raised by Roger, Rayleigh, and Gabon. But Shamrock, he got the short end of the stick. He was raised by a monster. Raised to become a monster. Yeah, man, I don't think it really needs to be explained anymore. I think he's pretty high up there on the Burn in Hell tier. I don't think he's as bad a father as Judge, though. Judge has just done way too much shit to his children. So yeah. Yeah, no, we're gonna put him second highest. He's just not as bad as Kaido. I think he kind of is. I think if you kill the mother of your children, just because, and also, mind you, he killed the mother of his children while he was going after Shakuyaku. He literally just like, all right, I'm done with you. I'm gonna take the kids now, so I don't have to pay child support. I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna go get a new bitch. No, he's kind of horrible. He's pretty bad. He's pretty bad. I think I'm gonna leave Garling in the second highest position for burn in hell tier. I think I'm gonna do that. He's worse than Queen. He kind of is. Queen just didn't give a fuck about Frankie. Shamrock, Garling raised Shamrock to be a monster. So yeah, no. I think it's fair to leave him right there. And he's a celestial dragon. Already bad. We already know how the celestial dragons get down. So yeah, you know what? He's gonna stay in second. He's gonna stay in the second position for burn in hell tier. Yeah. He left the children with the dying woman. Actually, a celestial dragon could have saw them and thought they were part of the hunting game. You're right, Capybara. You're very right. Yeah, teaching your children horrible morals also counts as bad parenting. Exactly, Bazin. Exactly. He actually raised Shamrock. Yeah, that's the thing, dude, man. I'm sorry, brother. Like, he raised Shamrock to be a horrible person. Like, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad dad. You know, it's objectively a pretty bad dad move. So yeah, we're gonna have to keep him up there. We're gonna keep him down there. All right, he's in the burn in hell tier for sure. Let's see. Who else counts as a dad in One Piece? You know what? You know who counts as a dad? Dofi. Buffalo and Baby 5. He technically is a dad to them. He technically is a dad to Buffalo and Baby 5. They were raised just like Law was. And he tried to mold Law into a second in command and tried to brainwash him so he could use the immortality surgery on him. So he didn't give a fuck. Yeah, he's pretty bad. Actually, I think this is a good spot for Dofi, actually. I think Dofi actually. Do we think Dofi is a worse dad than Harald? Actually, I'm gonna put Dofi above. Bro. If Shamrock turns out to be a father, Garling. Oh no. See, don't say that. Don't say that, guys. Don't say that, because that will actually break my heart, bro. Because I already know what you're referring to. Everyone's referring to Bonnie. Don't say that, guys. Don't say that. Don't say that. First of all, J-Lock, I really do appreciate the donation, but you put that image in my head, bro. Don't say that. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's so bad. That's so bad. Fuck, that's bad. Oh, my God. The Kuma flashback, man. It is one of the best flashbacks Oda has done. But that particular bit, I think it speaks volumes that, like, when we find out that Jenny. When we find out that Jenny gets captured, he doesn't need to show a single panel. We already know what's about to happen. I think that's pretty fucking horrible. I think that's pretty bad. And you know what? That's a great transition. First of all, we're gonna leave Dofi above Harald. Dofi is pretty just objectively a horrible person. And he raised Baby 5 and Buffalo to be expendable tools. They were raised with that mentality for the Doflamingo family. So we're gonna leave them there. Let's see, where is he? There he is. Come on, guys. Come on. This is objective facts. Kuma is at the top of the list. There isn't a single character who has given more for the sake of their children as Kuma did. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're just gonna creep on over Whitebeard over here. We're just gonna keep okay, we're gonna put this is interchangeable. Zeph, Harald, Whitebeard, interchangeable. I don't care how you guys rank them, but we kind of have to agree that Kuma's the GOAT. Kuma is objectively the best dad in One Piece. Dofi is not worse than Kaido. Think so? You think so? I can't move Harald. I can't move Harald. I cannot move Harald. All right. I'm not doing that to your highness. Highness, he's Harald is staying above Kaido. He has to stay above Kaido. I for the sake of your highness, he has to stay there. So Harald has a permanent spot over Kaido. Do we think that Dofi is a worse dad than Kaido? Let me know right now. Do we think Harald is a worse not Harald? Do we think Dofi is a worse father than Kaido? Remember, the two children he raised, technically he raised 3 children because of law, but he raised Baby 5 and Buffalo to be expendables for the Doflamingo family. Those were his 3 children, technically. Kaido wanted Yamato to starve to death, bro. Dofi is not that bad. That's technically true, Capybara. That's technically true. Don't you know what? Yeah, all right. All right. All right. All right. All right. You made your case, Capybara. You made your case. You made your case. All right. Dofi did technically want his children. He just wanted them as tools. But like Kaido actually did at multiple points tried to kill Yamato. Okay, we're gonna get all right, that's fair. That's fair, Capybara. That's fair. I'm seeing a lot of chatter about Whitebeard. See, listen, they all sacrificed their lives for their kids. They all did. But you know what? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. You guys want Whitebeard in 2? That's fine. Lido is worse. I'm seeing a lot of chatter about this, bro. It's a fight between Dofi and Kaido. It's a fight between Dofi and Kaido, bro. But you can give me the immortality surgery, though, my son. Yes, exactly, exactly. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter between Kaido and Dofi. I think okay. I'm gonna just leave them right here. If you want them interchangeable, that's fine. But we're just gonna leave them right here for now. I've seen people say I've saw someone say that Whitebeard is a better dad than Kuma. I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm not saying Whitebeard's a bad dad. I'm just saying like Kuma literally gave everything. Everything. He stopped his whole life for Bonnie, bro. His whole life. He was probably the second strongest revolutionary in the Revolutionary Army. And he stopped everything for Bonnie. Gave up everything gave up his autonomy, turned himself into a mindless robot for the sake of Bonnie, just so there's a chance that she might live past her 10th birthday. No, bro. Whitebeard is an amazing father. He is definitely a triple S tier father. I just think Kuma's number 1. I just think Kuma's number 1, bro. Like Whitebeard gave his entire life to save Ace. That is a fact. The fact that he has so much love from all of his children, fact. But like, he literally gave up everything. He went from being a slave. He gained freedom and in a heartbeat, threw all of it away to become a slave again just to save his child. Basically became a brain dead person for the sake of his child. No, I'm gonna have to give it to Kuma. I'm gonna have to give it to Kuma, guys. Whitebeard is number 2 to me. Kuma's number 1. Whitebeard, like he went to war for his son. He did. He did. He 100% did. Kuma? I think despite Kuma literally being robbed of all of his emotion. I'm sorry, guys. It's Kuma, guys. Because you could say that Whitebeard went to war for his child. Imagine having all your humanity stripped away from you. All your memories stripped away from you. And despite all of that, despite becoming a mindless, like, husk of a being, the urge of being a great father to your child brings you back to protect your. It shouldn't even be possible for Kuma to have done that. Vegapunk was sure. He was sure that he ripped all the humanity away from Kuma. The world's smartest man thought that he just stripped Kuma of everything, and Kuma still pulled up to protect Bonnie. It's Kuma, guys. I'm sorry. That is a crazy feat of fathership. That is the craziest feat of fathership in the story. The fact that you were basically you're everything that made you was taken away from you, and you still pulled up for your daughter. Nah, son. Nah, it's Kuma. It's Kuma, guys. I'm sorry. Whitebeard is a great dad. Kuma's just better. I'm sorry. There's levels to this. Exactly, Carnosaurus. There's levels to being this dad. That's a crazy dad feat. You guys gotta admit that. That's a crazy dad feat. Like you basically become a mindless husk of a being. You have no soul anymore. And in spite of that, you still pull up for your daughter. Nah, son. Nah, there's levels to fathership, bro. There's levels to... He's basically dead. He's soulless, and he still pulled up for Bonnie. I'm sorry. Kuma is definitely better than as a better dad than a Whitebeard. I'm sorry. That's a crazy dad feat. Crazy dad feat. Why can't two goats coexist? Whitebeard and Kuma both won because I think Kuma's dad feat is better. That doesn't mean that Whitebeard's dad feat isn't crazy. All right. I just think that if you were stripped of all your humanity, your soul was basically taken from you. Your memories were removed from your consciousness, and you still pull up for your daughter to protect her. That's kind of a crazy dad feat. That's a kind of an insane dad feat. Exactly, Kalita. His love for Bonnie transcended reason. It transcended literal reason. It shouldn't have been possible for Kuma to do what he had to do, and yet he still did it. It should not have been possible at all for Kuma to have done that, and he still technically did it. Yeah, Kuma's number one, guys. I'm sorry. Like, they're both great. Whitebeard being number two is not bad. It's out of this entire list, Whitebeard being number two is great. But that's a crazy level dad feat, bro. That's an insane dad feat. And hey, okay, this is gonna be really fucked up for me to say. Okay? Really messed up for me to say. But here's the tiebreaker. Bonnie's alive. Bonnie is alive, guys. I'm sorry. Who protected their child? Who protected their child, guys? Who protected their child? Who was alive? Bonnie or Ace? Like, who protected their child, guys? I'm just saying. Who's alive? It's Bonnie. Bonnie's alive. Who protected their child, guys? I'm sorry, guys. Like, no shade to Whitebeard. No shade to Whitebeard, guys. No shade at all. But which one of their children is still alive, bro? I'm just saying. I know I'm crazy for that. But listen. Who's alive? Bonnie's alive, guys. You know I'm not wrong. That's why y'all saying I'm crazy. That's why y'all saying nah in chat. But it's a fact. Which one of them is alive? Bonnie or Ace? Bonnie's alive, guys. Yeah, no, bro. Kuma's got it. I'm going there. I'm sorry, Red Cam, but am I wrong though? Which one of these guys protected their kids? I'm just saying. Y'all saying I'm nasty, but that's facts though. Y'all saying I'm crazy, but y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. That's why y'all say crazy. I'm crazy, bro. Nah, it's facts. Which one? Listen, man. Let's y'all want to run the tape? We can run the tape, guys. Let's run the tape, guys. Let's run the tape. Let's run the tape, guys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Literally shouldn't be possible. It shouldn't be possible for Kuma to do what he did. And he did. He still did. He still did. I'm just saying. If we're gonna break the tie, we are going to have an honest discussion. We're going to have an honest discussion. And I'm just saying to you right now, one of their children is still alive, and one of their children isn't. Now, let's look at things from another angle. Let's look at things from another angle. You could attribute Ace's death to the fact that Ace had so much love and respect for Whitebeard. You could do that. You could attribute that. All right? Ace and Whitebeard has such a loving relationship to each other, that Ace was willing to die just to defend the honor of his father. All right? That's huge. That speaks, in terms of parenting, that speaks to how much of a good father Whitebeard is. The fact that his son wasn't going to let any disrespect slide. However, Whitebeard came to that island to save Ace's life. Guys, he can't. First, you know what? I just thought of something even worse. I just thought of something even worse. Okay, so Whitebeard pulled up to Marineford to protect Ace. Obviously, Ace has died, right? Obviously, Ace died. Okay. He tries to avenge. He tries to avenge the death of his son, Ace. And fails. He can't even avenge his son. He didn't avenge his son. We see 2 chapters later, Akainu is still here. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm kind of crazy. Bro. I know I'm doing Whitebeard kind of dirty right now. Hey, Slightly, what's good, brother? What's good? We're just having a good chat. We're debating who's the better dad between Kuma and Whitebeard. And it's a heated debate right now in chat. It's a heated debate. But I'm going with Kuma, brother. I appreciate the donation too, man. Thank you. But the One Piece is real. Though. Oh, guys, that's a good one. That's a great one, guys. Bobby, that's a great one. But the One Piece is real, though. That's great. Man. We serious? Nah, Whitebeard slander is not being tolerated. Listen, I'm not trying to slander Whitebeard. Guys. I'm not trying to slander Whitebeard. I'm just saying. First, I've said this multiple times in my videos and on stream. I think Whitebeard is one of the greatest creations that Oda has ever made. But if we're trying to break a tiebreaker between Kuma and Whitebeard, guys, all I'm saying is one of these characters pulled off protecting their child. That's all I'm gonna say. Whitebeard wasn't the one that freed Ace, by the way. It was not Whitebeard who did it. Luffy did. Luffy was the one that freed Ace, not Whitebeard. He tries to avenge Ace's death after Akainu kills him. Didn't work. It didn't work. He didn't kill a Kainu. I I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, guys, Kuma protected his daughter. Bro, is finding more Whitebeard fatherhood slander. I'm not trying to slander Whitebeard, but we have to break the tiebreaker, guys. If you like, listen. I had Whitebeard below Zeph and Herlock, right? I thought it was fair to move him up to number 2. But y'all are crazy. Y'all are smoking crack if you think he's above Kuma. Kuma's fatherhood transcended logic, transcended physics, transcended reason, transcended fucking spirituality, transcended so much. He was literally a husk of a shell, and he still was able to pull up for his daughter. Still protected his daughter, bro. Look at Bonnie's reaction to seeing Kuma again. Daddy! Oh no, man. And also, let's keep it a stack, okay? Let's keep it a stack, right? Let's go over to I think it's 908. I think it's chapter 908. I think it's chapter 908. Let's go 908. So remember how I talked about how Ace wasn't going to tolerate any disrespect going to Whitebeard, that he was willing to risk his life to save just so Whitebeard wasn't going to be disrespected anymore. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Bonnie, 10-year-old Bonnie, 12-year-old Bonnie pulls up to basically the worst place in the world just for the opportunity to save her father. She's 12. She's 12, guys, and she's pulling up, risking her life to save Kuma. It speaks to the fatherhood. Just like how Ace was willing to risk his life for his dad, Bonnie, 12 years old, was willing to risk her life to save her father. It speaks to it. It speaks to it. We're fatherhood scaling right now. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are scaling the fatherhood. Look at this. Look at this, bro. She's literally risking her life to save her dad, bro. It's I think it's relevant. If we're gonna say that Whitebeard is such a great dad that Ace was willing to risk his life just so he wasn't gonna be disrespected anymore, Bonnie was willing to risk her life just to save her father from slavery. It's a tough tiebreaker, guys. It's a tough tiebreaker. Amazing dad feats for both of them. But at the end of the day, Bonnie's alive. Bonnie's alive. I'm gonna have to go with Kuma, guys. It's a tough fight. Whitebeard put up an amazing fight, man. Put up an amazing fight. Hey, I thought of something else for Whitebeard. I thought of something else for Whitebeard, guys. I thought of something else for Whitebeard. Oh, man. I thought of something else for Whitebeard, guys. And y'all aren't gonna like it. Y'all aren't gonna like it. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, man. Statistically speaking, Whitebeard has a almost flawless record. A near flawless record at being a dad. Almost flawless. He did raise a bad son. He did raise a bad son. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bruh. He was literally killed by one of his children. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to give this to Kuma, guys. I don't ever remember Bonnie trying to kill Kuma. It's a near flawless record. Blame Blackbeard, guys. Blame Blackbeard. Near flawless. near flawless record on for Whitebeard. But he does miss on a few points. I'm sorry. He's number 2. Kuma's number 1. Number 1 dad in One Piece. It's going to Kuma. It's going to Kuma. Agenda Israel. Blackbeard is not his fault. By the way, he was just always a rat and he wanted to betray him from the beginning. You could say that. You could say that. But Whitebeard did say he raised a bad son. He did say he raised a bad son. So he does take ownership for raising Blackbeard. He takes ownership in that. So I'm gonna have to go with Kuma. I'm sorry, guys. He takes ownership for Blackbeard. This is it. Nah, I'm sorry. Whitebeard put up an amazing fight, guys. He put up an amazing fight. Kuma just beat him out by a bit. Oh, man. Whitebeard still loved his son even after he stabbed him. That's facts. So Scored was an idiot. He was. But again, Kuma literally transcended reason. Like, Whitebeard still has his soul, guys. I need y'all to understand that. Whitebeard still has his soul. All this crazy shit, Whitebeard still has his humanity, still has his soul, still has all of his memories, still has all of that. Kuma was stripped of all of it. He was stripped down to a husk, still pulled up for his daughter, and got her out alive. It's a tough fight. But we're giving this one to Kuma. Final verdict, guys. I'm sorry. We're gonna give Kuma the top one. It was a fight. This was an extreme death fatherhood fight, bruh. Extreme death fatherhood. Whitebeard didn't slide for Odin. Well, I mean, that's more so brotherhood. Odin was the only person Whitebeard ever called brother. He never called Whitebeard one of Whitebeard never called Odin one of his sons. But that's actually a great point. Let's talk about Odin. Odin, I think Odin was a good dad. I think Odin was Odin was actually a cool dad. I think Odin was I think he's pretty high on the cool dad list. I think he's above Rox and Roger because he actually did raise his children. He lost the fight to Kaido because he was worried about his child, just from the idea that his child might be in danger. He was gonna beat Kaido. Listen. This isn't. I'm not trying to. This isn't. I know some people are gonna get a little antsy about Kaido versus Odin, but the fact is that Odin had Kaido dead to rights. He had Kaido dead to rights. There was no reason for Odin to have lost that fight if it wasn't for the old hag interfering. Let's just keep it a stack. I think it's 970. Yeah, Odin versus Kaido. So they fight for like 3 days or whatever. They're fighting for days. Odin lands a crit with Paradise Totsuka, right? A crit. Kaido's eyes go white. He's on the floor. He crash lands to the ground. Still white. He is out cold. Odin is about to land the finishing blow on Kaido. And then the old hag comes in and ruins it. Right? Kaido was going to lose to Odin that day if it wasn't for the old hag. Objectively. The fact that Odin stopped everything just because he thought his son was in danger. W-dad was not a bad dad. He was not. In fact, I'm gonna put him above. You know what? Actually, I think Odin might be at the top of cool dad. I think he might be at the top of the cool dad list. He literally when Not Hiyori. What was his wife's name? What was Odin's wife's name again? Um, I can't remember her name. But when she became sick, right? Odin was gonna drop everything. He was going to drop everything to go back to Wano and to be with his family. And she threatened him with divorce. She said, "You gonna see this shit through with Roger, man. Like, do not come back to Wano until you finish your mission." So Odin was gonna drop everything for his family. That's a good dad. It's a good husband. All right. He found out his wife got injured. All right. I know we're not husband scaling. I'm just saying he found out his wife got injured, and he pulled up on Orochi immediately. Yeah, no. We're actually putting Odin at the top of cool dad. He was objectively a good dad. Let's see. I feel like there's a few strays here and there that I'm missing. Ooh, you know what? Guys, at the beginning of this stream, I did say that adoptive dads or role models or uncles were going to be accounted for the list. I think uncles definitely count. Big business. Big business. He's Sentamaru's uncle, adopted uncle. Big Toki. Thank you guys. Thank you, Toki. Right. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of her name, Toki. But yeah, big business was technically he is the uncle. He is the uncle of Sentamaru. Adoptively, he is the uncle of Sentamaru. You could argue that the Red Scabbards were kind of like children to Odin. Yeah, I think so. I think it's fair. Like I said, I'm gonna put him at the top of cool dads. Should he be okay? Should Odin be before we get to Kizaru? Do you think that Odin should be in triple S or should he stay at the top of cool dads? That's what I want to know right now. Triple S or cool dads? We're gonna get to Kiros too. Before we get to Kizaru, let's all come to an agreement right here. Should Odin be in triple S or should he be at the top of cool dads? He did technically put everything on hold just for his kid. He stopped in the middle of a major battle because he was concerned about his son. It's a good dad. That's technically that's a pretty good dad feat. Pretty good dad feat. It's the only reason why he ended up losing to Kaido during their battle. It's because he cared about his children too much. So top of cool dad is valid. You know what? Bottom of triple S. Top of cool. I'm seeing a lot of top of cools. I'm gonna leave Odin in the top of cools for right now. I think I'm gonna put him in the top of cools for right now. Yeah. I think I'm gonna leave everyone in the top of cools. I'm gonna think. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we gotta talk about Kizaru. I don't think he's in Burn in Hell tier, but he kind of is in the Yasop tier. Kizaru is kind of in the Yasop tier. He did choose his role as a Marine, as an admiral, over Sentamaru, his nephew, and beat his nephew down for it. I don't think he's in Burn in Hell, but I think he is in Yasop tier. All right, I don't think I could give Kizaru much slack for that. Hold on, I just realized Capone's here. Capone is actually a great dad. Capone is actually a really good dad. Hold on. He's actually despite being a notorious pirate, Capote is actually like head over heels for his family. He's actually an amazing father. Hold on, Capote, give Capone some respect. He is actually an amazing dad. I saw someone say Crocus. Crocus spent most of his life after the Roger Pirates like disbanded, just being like with Laboon. I think he's cool. I'm gonna put him below Brook. I'll put him below Brook. Yeah, I think that's fair for Crocus. The check over Sentomaro. He did. Yeah, Kizaru kind of did choose the check over Sentomaro. He did his job. He chose his job over his own nephew. Kind of can't overcome that. Kind of can't move past that. I saw someone say Gecko Moria. Technically, Gecko Moria would be considered a father figure to Perona. Remember, we're judging him off of a dad. We're judging him based off of a dad. I'm gonna put Gecko Moria in average Joe tier. I'm putting him in average Joe tier. Because it's not like he has any specific moments with Perona. However, Perona, when she found out that he went to Hachinosu, when she found out he went to Blackbeard, Perona stopped everything to go rescue her captain. That speaks to the loyalty. It kind of does speak to the loyalty that Perona was willing to go to protect her dad. Whoa, hold on. We might have to elevate him to good dad. I just realized something. Okay. Think of all the children of Wano. Guys. Think of all the children of Wano. Because we remember that Moria is part of the royal family. He was part of the royal family. And he fought and almost died to Kaido to protect the people of Wano. The children of Wano, if you will. I gotta put him in good dad. I might have to put him in good dad, actually. Surprisingly, I might have to put Gecko Moria in good dad. Exactly. She was willing to go to Hachinosu to rescue Moria. It speaks to how good of an impression Moria had on Perona. If she was willing to go to an emperor's island to rescue her father figure, it kind of speaks to it. I don't know, man. Perona chose to save Moria over staying with Mihawk. Exactly. She kind of had it made with Mihawk. She didn't have to do nothing for the rest of her life. She still chose to go out to Mihawk. I'm gonna put him in good dad. I'm gonna put him in good dad. Let's see. Who else is a father in One Piece? Kiros. That's right, Kiros. And he's going in S tier. Kiros is going in S tier. He's 100% going in S tier. If Family Man was a person, Kiros would be poster child, bro. He is 100%. Actually, he's going up a few spots. Let's rearrange this. All right, Kuma, Whitebeard, Zeph, Harald. I'm gonna put Harald over Zeph just because Harald was willing to sacrifice his life for Chopper. I'm gonna put. This is tough because all these guys were willing to sacrifice their lives for their kids. But ooh. So I'm gonna give Kiros the good. I'm gonna put him pretty high. Because Kiros is now in a position where he can raise his daughter again. He can raise Rebecca. He risked everything for his family, and then he's now currently being an amazing father and raising his daughter. Yeah, no. Kiros was such a loving father. The idea of him holding his daughter as a baby was too much for him because he thought he didn't deserve to be a father. He thought his hands were too dirty to hold his precious daughter. So he wore gloves while holding her instead. Because he didn't believe he deserved to be a dad. He didn't believe he deserved to be a good father to Rebecca. That's how much he valued his child. Yeah, no. We're gonna give it to Kyros. We're gonna give Kyros a pretty high rating. He definitely belongs in triple S tier for that. No. He spent the rest of his life as a toy soldier and then proceeded to train his daughter to survive, despite the fact that his daughter doesn't even remember being his daughter because of the way Sugar's powers works. And spent like the rest of his life essentially as a toy. A toy. Nah, son. No, Kyros is pretty fucking high. Actually, I'm gonna have to put him above Zeph. Respect to Zeph. I just think that Kyros is I think he deserves that rating. I think yeah, Kyros in top 5. I agree. Kyros is in top 5. He's in top 5 talks right now. 100% he's in top 5 talks for best dad. I think that's entirely fair to put Kyros in top 5 conversations. Easy. Okay, Senior Pink. I'm not seeing him anywhere. Why is Treble here? Where's Senior Pink at? Fine. All right, I guess we're gonna have to search him up. Yeah, Senior Pink is yeah, he's pretty fucking bad, guys. Senior Pink is a pretty bad dad. Pretty bad dad. You know, he has one of the best, you know, stories, you know, in One Piece, but I mean, it kind of comes with the tragedy of being a terrible father and husband. So I'm not really gonna give Senior Pink a pass, all right? Just because he's a good written character doesn't mean that he technically wasn't he's a bad dad. His activities, being part of the Doflamingo family, led to his child dying, and his wife being traumatized so bad that she basically is in a vegetative state. And then he goes around dressing up as his dead son. Oh wow. He goes around dressing up as his dead baby son because it got a smile out of his wife that one time. Should he be in Burn in Hell? Should he be in Burn in Hell tier, guys? Yasop tier, not as bad as the ones in Burn in Hell. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we'll put him in Yasop tier because the thing is, he actually cares about his children. He actually cared about his child, legitimately. Not like how Garling cares about Shamrock. He actually did care about his child. So yeah, we're gonna put him in Yasop tier. I think that's kind of fair. Even though he was a horrible father, he did care about his child though. Kind of can't really ignore that one. Kind of can't ignore that one. He might need a different tier, not gonna lie. We're gonna leave him at the bottom of Yasop. Should he rank above Yasop? Now that I think about it. Because, like, there's abandoning your kid. There's turning on your kid. And then there's your activities getting your child killed. And then you dress up as your dead child. That's kind of bad, actually. That's kind of pretty bad. That's pretty fucking bad. I'm gonna leave him right there for right now. I'm gonna let that marinate for a bit. I saw Pound. Pound, listen. As ugly as this man is, as this man is a W dad. He is objectively a W dad. Pound, without question, Pound is a W dad. I mean, like, he literally was going to be killed after being assaulted by Big Mom. because that's what happened to Pound. That's what Big Mom does to all of her suitors that give her children. She assaults them and then throws them away when she's done. And despite that, he goes back to Whole Cake Island knowing damn well he could die at any moment, all for the chance to save his daughters. That's a W, Dad. He pulls up to Oven, a commander of Big Mom, and says, "Hey, man, I'm gonna risk my life to protect my daughters." I'm gonna have to put him in S. I think I'm gonna have to put an S, bro. The one dad who wanted to pay child support. Exactly. He did want to pay child support. Fought Oven for his child. Pound would be better if he died in Whole Cake Island. Still a cool dad. I think he deserves to be bottom of S. Guys, my girlfriend cheated on me. Zexel, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Just keep your head up and move forward with your life. Genuinely, I'm sorry for you, Zexel. No sarcasm, no nothing. That's very rough, but you just gotta keep it pushing. Allow yourself the time to grieve, and then keep it pushing. Sorry, big dog. Ooh, damn. That ain't your friend, brother. I'm sorry, dog. That's like genuinely, I'm very sorry for you. Let's see. Next we got we got another contender for Burn in Hell tier. We got Caesar. We got Gangster Gastino, brother. We got above Odin. Ooh, you know what? Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's fair, Your Highness. I think that's fair. If we're gonna put Pound in S tier, I think at that point, Odin should be in triple S. If we're gonna give Pound the credit of going back to protect his children, I think Odin deserves that same credit. I think we're gonna leave Odin in triple S for right now. We have a contender, bro. We have a contender for top 3, maybe even top 2 in Burn in Hell tier, and that's Caesar the Clown. Because Caesar took all those children and he conducted human experimentation on them and then got them addicted to drugs. Yeah, bro. He got the children under his care addicted to drugs. That's pretty fucking bad. That's pretty bad. And he didn't care if they were gonna die because he was using them as guinea pigs for his experiments. And he was using them, he was basically like broadcasting their development to use on the black market. So then other underground corrupt like families and gangs and corrupt people would be able to create their own giants. He didn't give a fuck about those kids. Honestly, man, oh man. Getting kids addicted to drugs is pretty fucking bad. It's pretty fucking bad. I think he might be worse than Garling right now. I think he actually might be really bad. I think he actually might be worse than Garling. Thanks for the advice, bro. It was just a 2-month relationship as well. Yeah, man. I mean, you're allowed to feel like whatever you need, Zexel. Like I said, allow yourself the time to grieve and then keep it pushing, brother. You'll find someone else that makes you happy. Simple as that. Just don't block out your feelings. Go ahead and give yourself the time you need to grieve, and then just keep it pushing. But yeah, I think Caesar actually might be a pretty bad dad. I think he's objectively one of the worst dads in One Piece. I mean, if you get your kids hooked on drugs, it's pretty bad. Only reason why he's not above Judge is because Judge did that to his biological children. He experimented on his own children. That's objectively is really bad, extremely bad. Doing that to your own kids like that. That's pretty up there, pretty fucking high up there. But getting the kids under your care addicted to drugs and then performing experiments on them, yeah, he's actually top two. He's actually top two. Let's see, am I missing any dads, guys, or is this it? Am I missing any other dads on this list? I think I've covered a lot of dads on this list. I think I've covered every dad. But I gave you a home, but at least you grew tall. Those are good, guys. I love that. Those are really good. Those are really, really good. Roseward as Charlos's dad. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, sure. I think that's fair. Rosewald, One Piece. I was like, who are you talking about? Oh, Charlos's dad? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. When you raised, when you are the father of Charlos, one of the worst characters in the story, you're pretty fucking bad. Yeah. Let's just start padding out. Let's start padding out Bird and Hell tier, man. Let's start padding out Bird and Hell tier. Yeah, Charlo. Like Rosewald? Is Rosewald worse than Garling, guys? They're both celestial dragons. Is Rosewald worse than Garling? Ooh, that's. I'm seeing great points about Treble. I'm seeing amazing points about Treble. We'll get to Treble next, bro. But let's talk about Rosewald real quick. Is Rosewald worse than Garling? The father of Shamrock versus the father of Charlos. Rosewald's worse than Garling? He raised Garling to be to strong. Yeah. All right. Rosewald is in top 3 conversations for worst dad in One Piece. I mean, raising Charlos is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. When you raise Charlos, of all characters in the story, pretty fucking bad. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna give Rosewald that W there, that nasty W. I see Treble. I saw some talks about Treble. He's definitely in the Burn in Hell tier. Okay, so he enabled Doflamingo and his bad tendencies, his the bad parts of his personality. He enabled him. He nurtured him to become an even worse character than what he was as a child. Gave Doflamingo the gun to kill his biological father. That's pretty fucking bad. And honestly, Treble is objectively above Dofi. Because every negative Doflamingo feat is a negative Treble feat by default. Because he nurtured Doflamingo to become that monster. Yeah, man. Yeah. Treble's pretty fucking bad. He's pretty bad, bro. Yeah, we're gonna have to give him that. And speaking of, let's go to Doflamingo's dad. Can't remember this dude's name for the life of me. Don Quixote Homing. Yeah, man. Homing's not a bad dad. He's actually a great dad. Oh shit, this is a gift. No, I don't want a gift. Give me a JPEG. Homing is not a bad dad. He's just a stupid dad. He's just a very naive dad. An extremely naive dad. And it led to his family being tortured. But he had good intentions. He had good intentions. That's a fact. But Homing, he's not the best dad. He did it for his family. It's just that things didn't pan out the way he thought. He looked at the world through rose-colored glasses and didn't think that the rest of the world was going to turn on them for being a celestial dragon. Which, you know, I'm gonna put him in average Joe. He cared about both of his children, to the point where he even begged to let Dofi and Corazon go back to being celestial dragons. I think he's an average Joe. I think actually he's better than Shanks just because he actually gives a fuck about his kids. I don't think he's a good dad because he put his family in that situation. You got a mid-level paramecia though. Nasty work. You shot your brother though. Yeah, man. His fuck up is a major reason of why Doflamingo became the man who he is today. I can't put him in good dad because he made a really stupid decision for his family, and it ended up like with his children suffering a lot of abuse because of it. We're gonna put him in average doe. I don't think he's a sperm donor because he actually is present in his children's lives. It's just that things didn't pan out the way it could have. Yeah, no. At least one of his children turned out to be good with Corazon. True, but I think I can give Sengoku more credit for that than I can Homing. I think I could give Sengoku way more credit for that than I can do it for Homing. I think Sengoku was even though Homing is literally Corazon's biological father. I think One Piece is a show where you can have like father role models, you know, paternal role models instead of biological fathers, and they can still end up being better fathers than the biological father. So yeah, I'm gonna give Sengoku that Corazon feat over Homing. Homing just kind of fucked up Corazon's life by making them go back to live as like normal people instead of celestial dragons. I'm not putting him in any of the lower tiers like S Donor or the Yosep or the Burn in Hell tier, just because he did want the best for his children, and Homing is objectively a good celestial dragon. He's objectively one of the very few good celestial dragons. So he deserves his spot in average Joe. He deserves his spot in average Joe. Pedro as Carrot's dad. I don't even know. Do I even want to do Pedro? Peck. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna put Pedro down there. Fine. We'll do Pedro real quick. We'll do Pedro real quick. I think Pedro. I think it was all right. He had like a big impact on Carrot's life. You know, Carrot pulled up on Perispero specifically to avenge Pedro. But like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna put him any higher than say. I don't think he was an average Joe. I'm just gonna throw him into good dad. I think I'm just gonna throw him into good dad. Denjiro? Okay. I think Denjiro is a pretty cool dad. I'll give you that. I think I might have to put him at the top because he did look after not Toki. Fuck. What's Odin's daughter's name again, guys? Can't remember. What's Momonosuke's sister's name? Shoot. Hiyori. Thank you. Hiyori. And I mean, I guess Kawamatsu would too. I guess Kawamatsu would be too. I mean, they were technically like guardians of Hiyori. So I'll give him that. I'll give you guys that. They did what they could to protect Hiyori. Denjiro, despite wanting vengeance, stood by Hiyori's side through the thick of it and plotted for 20 years just to get that run back on on Orochi. So yeah, I think he's a pretty cool dad, all things considered. I think that's kind of fair to give him that spot. You forgot Neptune. Uh, where is he? I saw him in here. Neptune. I think he's a good dad. I think there's isn't anything big about Neptune himself. He's just kind of there, but he's not a bad dad. He cares about all of his children. It's not his fault that a pedophile was trying to abduct his daughter every day. That fucking Vanderdecken. Vanderdecken is disgusting. One of the worst characters ever. And he protected his child from that pedophile every day of his life. That's objectively that's actually a cool dad feat automatically. Like protecting your child from a pedophile. Yeah, you know what? I'll give him that. I'll give him that. He's a pretty cool dad off that alone. We're gonna give Neptune the cool dad status for that. Objectively good dad feat. Can't even front. That alone puts him in cool dad. Let's see. Kinemon, you know what? Yes, Kinemon deserves his spot because he's the one that raised Momonosuke. He was Momonosuke's surrogate dad once Odin died. He looked after Momonosuke. He dedicated his life to protecting Momonosuke. Yeah, we're gonna give him that cool dad status. We're gonna give Kinemon that cool dad status. He was willing to die for Momonosuke several times. Yeah, that's pretty solid work for fatherhood. We'll give him that. We'll give Kinemon that status for sure. Yeah, Neptune locked his daughter up, but it was to protect her from a literal pedophile. It was to protect her from a literal pedophile that kept sending weapons after her for years. That's objectively bad. He didn't do it because he didn't want his daughter to be roaming free and stuff like that. He didn't do anything of the sort. It was literally for her protection. It was for her protection. So locking his daughter up, on paper would be bad. It would be pretty bad, but objectively, he had no other choice because Vanderdecken kept throwing weapons at her room every day and trying to abduct her every day. It was pretty bad. So I can't really fault Neptune for that. Kind of not his fault. And then once Vanderdecken was removed from the picture, Shirahoshi was allowed to roam about like a normal girl should be able to do. So yeah, that's not really Neptune's fault that he had to lock up Shirahoshi like that. I think it's fine. I think Neptune was overall a good dad. His sons had a lot of respect for him too. He was honestly a good family man. He cared a lot for his family. So yeah, he's a good dad. Very, very good dad. Luffy as Bartolomeo's dad. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Karakuri would be a cool brother tier. Yeah, he would be pretty high on this list if we were talking about brotherhood. But we're doing just dads, adopted dads, uncles, or father figures. And Katakuri is more so a brother than he is a father figure. He is more of a brother than he is a father. So yeah, we're gonna keep that lid on there. Yasui as Toko's dad. Yasui as Toko's dad. Yasui as Toko's dad. Yeah. All right. I see it, guys. I see the vision. Yeah. We have another man in S tier. We have another S tier contender. Yeah, that I'm not. I was like Yasui. I was like, why is that name ringing a bell? I couldn't put a name to the face for a second. Yeah, that's an S tier dad. That's an S tier dad. He fucked up. You know, he trusted Orochi. Not his fault. Not his fault. Everyone got fooled by Orochi. Not his fault. But despite how horrible of a life that they lived, he still tried to make the best life he could for his daughter, and then ended up dying. Yo, oh no. Just thinking about Toko and how she grieved her father, and then how she got the snake oil or the toad oil from Usopp. Oh man, Usopp's burning in hell for that one. Usopp is not live is no Usopp doesn't get lashings enough for what he did, bro. I don't care if oh you didn't know no, bro. Usopp during uh what was Chopper's arc? Drum Island. During Drum Island, Vivi was literally like, "Who's a doctor here?" And Usopp was like, "Oh, Nami knows more about medicine than all of us," and he still decided to sell like fake oil. Nah, son. Yeah, Usopp deserves a lot of lashings for that. Not gonna front. Not gonna front. He deserves a lot of lashings for that. Oh my lord. Yeah, Yasui, he definitely is going in triple S. I think that's completely fair. Completely fair. Shimotsuki Ryuma. Being a father, well, no. You're talking about not Gozabura. Is it Ushimaru? Yeah, Ushimaru. Ushimaru being a father figure for Yamato. I think that's kind of fair. I think that's kind of fair. I mean, it was him and the other samurai that were trapped with her that kind of inspired Yamato to become the person who they are. It wasn't just Odin. It was the kindness from him and the other samurai that kind of like made Yamato who they are today. So you know what? I'm gonna put him in pretty cool dad. I'm putting him in pretty cool dad. It's pretty cool dad. Yeah. Yeah. Magellan as Blackbeard's dad. Yeah, Magellan's a dad, all right, because he fucking spanked Blackbeard, that's for sure. Fucking spanked that man to like fuck Kingdom Come on that one. Man, I wish Magellan got more feats, man. Man, Magellan breaks my heart because of how strong he could be. Uh, like man, it just breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Okay, is there anyone else in the dad tier? Loki as Harjin's dad? No. Loki beat that nigga up most of his life. No. Kalgara? Kalgara, what? Because he was gonna sacrifice his daughter. Average Joe for Kalgara. Average Joe for Kalgara. Crocodile as Robin's father figure. No, we're not putting Robin there. I don't even think Kuzan would count. Would Kuzan count for a father figure? I don't think Kuzan would count as a father figure for Robin. I don't think so. I think Clover and Saw work better as father figures for Robin than Kuzan could be. I don't think I would lump Kuzan into that role. Let's see. Do Crocodile for Luffy. You know what? We could do a mom tier list another day, guys. We could definitely do a mom tier list another day. And we could talk about the moms in One Piece because we already know how much they be dying. Because Oda just can't help but go through a flashback without killing a mom somehow. So we could definitely do a mom tier list another day. But right now, let's just focus on the dads because it's Father's Day. Any other dads? Does Jinbei work as a dad? No, he doesn't. Ivankov for Sanji. I think that's kind of fair. I think we can put Ivankov in there. I think we can do him. I think we can do Ivankov in there because Ivankov, you know, we're talking about father figures and stuff, and mentors and everything. We've already included those characters. Yeah, man, I think we can include Ivankov in there. And Ivankov is objectively a great dad or a great mentor, a great father figure. I think that's kind of like I think that's entirely fair to put Ivankov up here. I think that's fine. Let's do that. Let's do that. Ivankov. We're gonna put Ivankov in Cool Dad. Especially if we count Ivankov as a father figure to oh my god. I'm forgetting my goat's name. To Bon Clay. To Bon Clay. You know what I mean? Kind of a father figure to Bon Clay. Smoker for Tashigi. I don't know about smoke. I don't get father figure from them. I get like I get brother sibling vibes from Smoker and Tashigi, to be honest. That's my opinion. I think that's about it. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna finalize just two categories. We're gonna finalize Triple S, and we're gonna finalize Burn in Hell tier, and that'll be it. So we've already had our debate about Kuma and Whitebeard. Kuma is 100% top one. I'm sorry, Kuma's top one. I think I'm gonna keep Harald at top 3, just because he was willing to kill himself to make sure Chopper wasn't the one that killed him. That's pretty based. That's a pretty big dad feat. Pretty big dad feat. Kiros is he's in top 5. He's in top 5 discussions for sure. I'm leaving Kiros in 4 right now. Zeph we currently have as top 5. Should he move? Who do we think should be it? Does anyone think any of the other characters in Triple S deserve to have top 5 status over Zeph? Kuma and Whitebeard in their own tier. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Listen, I've already made my decision. I've already made my decision. Oh, no. Why did I do that? There. Whitebeard is now officially top 1 for Triple S tier. Congratulations, Whitebeard. Congratulations, Whitebeard. You are now the leader of Triple S tier. Congratulations, Whitebeard. Congratulations. Zeph is the GOAT. I think Zeph is pretty solid. Like he ate his own leg for Sanji, and then kept pushing Sanji to go pursue his own dream. That's a great dad. That's actually a really good dad. Not gonna front. Really, really good dad. Scopper Gabon over Zeph. Honestly, I think Scopper Gabon has a fair reason to be above Zeph. Not gonna lie, I think that's fair, because not only was he was also a father figure for Buggy and Shanks. We already know that, just like Roger and Rayleigh. But he has his own son, and he was willing to die to protect his own son, like actually die. Right now, Zeph, he was willing to die for Sanji, but like there's crushing your own leg and eating your own leg versus like, I'm just gonna lay down my life. So I'm gonna give Scopper Gabon that. I'm gonna put him above Zeph. I think that's fair. I don't think it takes away anything from Zeph, but I think there is some merit to give Gabon that status. I think there's some merit there. Zeph over Gabon. I don't know, Mason. I don't know. Like he was willing to lay down his life. He was willing to lay down his life for Colin. And then Shanks was in inner turmoil. Shanks was in drastic turmoil. And if Gabon didn't give Shanks the advice he gave about, being content with the fact that like not letting his family ties like define who he is or scar his life, we might be dealing with a different version of Shanks. I think those were words that he really needed to hear. So Gabon is, I might have to give him over Zeph. That doesn't take away from Zeph. Zeph right now is fighting for his spot to keep top 5. So is there anyone else Is there anyone else in right here? We have Saul, Tom, Corazon, Yasui, Odin, and Pound. Who do you do any of these guys take Zeph's spot, or is Zeph staying top 5? Did I do Spandam's dad? Ooh, okay. Good point. Good point. We'll throw him in real quick. Spandam, One Piece, dad. That's a pretty good call. That's a pretty good call. That's a pretty good call. This guy is 100% going in Burn in Hell. We'll throw him in here real quick. It's a great call. Great last minute call. Throw this guy into Burn in Hell tier. Like I said, we're just going to throw him in real quick. We're going to throw him in real quick because we're going to finalize Burn in Hell tier before we end the stream. So we're just going to throw him in here real quick. Right now, we're finalizing Triple S. So, is Zeph keeping his top 5 spot? I'm seeing Unlimited Power say Corazon over Zeph. He did sacrifice his life for Law. He traveled around the world to try to find a cure for Law. Is that above Zeph ripping his own leg off and eating it so Sanji can have food? Corazon did lay down his life. He laid down his life for Law. He laid down his life for Law, man. Okay. Yeah, Corazon over Zeph. I agree. Like, again, I need people to understand this. Everyone in Triple S are good dads. Objectively good dads, okay? But there has to be a winner. There has to be a loser. We're ranking them. We're ranking them. They're all still at the pretty high top range. So I think I'm gonna put Corazon over Zeph for that. And actually, for the same reasoning, I'm gonna have to put Tom, and I'm gonna have to put Saul above him. Saul was willing to lay down his life for Robin. Tom was willing to lay down his life for Robin. All right. They laid down guys. They laid down their lives. Their lives. All right. Like, you could say that Zeph did too. That he was willing to risk death, but they actually died for their kids. I'm just saying. They did technically die for their kids. They did die. Yasui over Zeph. How we feeling? Yasui over Zeph. Yes or no? Yes or no? Sanji dies if Zeph doesn't eat his leg. That's a fair point, Red Cam. Yeah, Yasui over Zeph. I think, okay, how about this? Because we're looking at things from a fathership perspective. Okay? Zeph, what he did was directly for Sanji. Yasui had a horrible sacrifice. Like, he was put to death, but it wasn't inherently for his daughter. Does that make sense? It wasn't inherently for his daughter. Orochi just killed him. It was sad. He is a great father. Yasui is an amazing father, but he didn't inherently die for Toko. Brother, we have technicality. We have to start kind of, if we're going to order them properly, we're going to have to kind of, figure it out, man. There's nothing else we can do about it. There's nothing else that we can do about it. Pound over Odin because I hate Odin. All right, I'm sorry. We can't go that route. We're gonna have to. Actually, you know what? Odin's gonna have to go over Yasui. Dare I say, Odin's gonna have to go over Zeph now that I think about it. Because Odin was a good dad, and he could have ended the entire war of he could have ended Kaido's existence. He could have removed Kaido's existence from Wano. But the thought of his child being in danger stopped him dead in his tracks. And he ended up dying because of that fact. Because of how much he loved his son. Who's winning this fight? Is it Odin or is it Zeph? I'm kind of leaning towards Odin right now. But what do you guys think? I mean, if you're willing, I mean, like, if we're being this technical, then Saw can't be over Zeph, since Saw was more like Robin's only friend than her father figure. I think it could go both ways, but like, I see where you're coming from, Red Cam. I do see where you're coming from, but like, it's tough because Ohara was such a chaotic event, and he was willing to die for Robin like that. Like, he started destroying like the battleships for the Navy. He fought Kuzan over Robin. Like, he gave Robin the last words that she needed to basically carry on with her life. It's tough. I do see where you're coming from. I'm not discrediting your point, Red Cam. It's just kind of tough because like these guys were willing to die, and then like Zeph just kind of ate his own leg, which is still awesome. It's still great dad feat. I don't know. This is tough. He died for Wano opening. Zeph, bro, Odin. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Saw, but over Zeph, I don't know. How do I do a poll? Let me see if I can do a poll. I'm gonna try to do a poll. I'm still figuring out how to do live streams like that, like how to do like poll live streams. Not the best at it. See if I can do a poll right now. No. I don't even know how to do it. God damn it. VAR check. You know what? Damn it. I wish I can fucking. I don't know how. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do polls, guys. I'm sorry. That's on me. Zeth's pain lasted a lot longer than Saul's. Okay. All right. Okay, but I'm not putting them above Tom. Tom died for his kids. I'm not putting him above Tom. If you want to put Zeph over Saul, fine. But he's not above Tom. He is not above Tom. Hey, what's good, Guys Takes? Shout out to my boys, Guys Takes. If you haven't already, go sub to him. He's an up and coming YouTuber. He's trying his best, and he has some great editing for his videos. Check out his channel, guys. Guy is awesome. I'm not putting Zeph any higher. He's not like I feel like right now Whitebeard, Herlick, Kiros, Gabon, Corazon, Tom. I feel like this is a pretty ironclad list right here. Like all these guys were willing to die for their kids. I'm not gonna put anyone else over. It's gonna take a lot to put anyone above Tom out of the remaining list. Odin or Zeph, guys? Real quick, Odin or Zeph? Odin's dad's Sukiyaki. Eh, he's all right. What did Bobby say? But you'll find someone who loves while I'm chilling on Elbap. Okay. There was no way for him um to track down Robin though. Robin was moving from organization to organization. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to pull on Saul like that. Oh, anytime, guy. Honestly, like you do good work, brother, and I'm rooting for you to succeed. I'm rooting for you to hit that 1,000 subscriber threshold. You got Zeph Redcam. Are we choosing Zeph over Odin? All right, I'm gonna leave Odin. I'm gonna leave Zeph right here. I'm putting Odin above Saul. I'm putting Odin above Saul. I think. Damn, it's crazy how bad Saul has fallen. I think Pound deserves to be above Saul. He went back to Whole Cake Island, to an Emperor's territory. No name fighter. He's not even a fighter. He's just a guy. And he pulled up and did what he could to protect his daughters. I'm gonna have to put him above Saul. Is he above Odin? I don't think he's above Odin. But I think the argument 100% can be made that he is above Saul. And like I said, Yasui was a good dad. Yasui was a dad, though. Yeah, all right. Sorry, Saul. Yasui was a dad at the end of the day. He was a dad at the end of the day. Okay? Yeah, all right. I'm sorry, Saul. You know, how the mighty have fallen. Okay, but I think this is an ironclad list. We got Whitebeard at the top, Herlock, Kyros, Gabon, Corazon, Tom, Zeph, Odin, Pound, Yasui, and Saul. I think this is fine. What's good, Boomin? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Always good seeing you, my friend. Always good seeing you, my friend. Let's see. Okay, so I think we are good with our S tiers. Now we need to finalize our Burn in Hell tier. And let's keep it a stack. No one is touching Judge. No one is touching Judge. Judge is the worst father in One Piece. He is the worst father in One Piece, without question. It is just a fact. He experimented on his children, beat it on his children, like wanted Sanji to be be locked in a dungeon, and then was cool with the idea of Sanji abandoning, like leaving the family so long as he never speaks about who he truly is. Then when he needs him back, he calls for Sanji to come back to their family to be used as a bargaining chip with Big Mom. And then he begs. No, there's literally nothing. He experimented on his pregnant wife, guys. He experimented on his pregnant wife. Pretty fucking bad. Pretty bad. I think Caesar definitely deserves his top 2 role. Roswald, I think he's also top 3 because Charlos exists. Garling is here. Garling is pretty fucking bad. Harald is definitely a worse dad. Harald is definitely a worse dad than Kaido. He is. I'm not gonna hold you. He is definitely. I'm not moving Harald. Harald is definitely above Kaido. Harald is such a piece of shit of a father. He's such an absent dad. It's pretty bad. Like, even though, yeah, I think it speaks to how bad of a parent he is when Kaido literally beat Yamato, starved Yamato, and placed a bomb on Yamato, and Harald is still such a neglectful dad that he still beats him out. I in my personal opinion, I got Harald over Kaido. Treble, is Treble a worse dad than Kaido? No, he actually beat his kids. And like we already discussed, Any Doflamingo feat for bad parenting is a treble feat by proxy, since treble enabled Doflamingo to become the monster that he is. So yeah, that's just facts. That's just facts. Arlong, yeah, he is actually above like Queen, because he did abuse Nami. Queen just threw Frankie away, so he's pretty bad, pretty fucking bad. I think Spandam. I think Spandam might be higher than Arlo. I think he might be higher than Queen, because I'm pretty sure he actually liked his son. So yeah, yeah. I think he actually gave a fuck about his son. He just raised a terrible son. So yeah, I'm a give Spandam 1 over Queen. But Judge is at the top of Burn in Hell, objectively. Kaido as Doflamingo's dad. I mean, well, he is above Kaido. Like Kaido is above Dofi, so take that for what you will. I don't know about that, Your Highness. I don't know about that. He thought Sanji was a fucking failure, dude. He thought Sanji was a failure. And then when he realized that he made his children into sociopaths, he started crying like a bitch. He started crying like a bitch when he was about to die. He was like, oh no, I robbed my children of their emotions. Like, no, man. No, he like, Judge is pretty bad. He's pretty fucking bad. He would rather have held a whole funeral for Sanji rather than just like, because Sanji was such an embarrassment to him that he just lied saying that Sanji died and then just trapped him in a dungeon. Nah, Judge is pretty fucking horrible. Judge is pretty fucking bad, dude. Yeah, Spandam's dad doesn't sound bad in theory, but he raised a dumbass Nepo baby. Yeah, exactly, Redcan. Exactly. Like Spandam's dad, from what we know, like, you know, it doesn't sound like he raised, like he didn't like his kid. He just raised a terrible child. So yeah, I'm putting him over Queen just because Queen just does not give a fuck about Frankie. That he literally abandoned him just so he can go about doing research and then working for Kaido, which is kind of crazy. I think Oda did a bad job with that. I wish Oda actually showed Frankie and Queen having an interaction during Wano. That would have been like peak. I think that would have been really, really cool of an interaction rather than finding out that Queen is Frankie's father in an SBS. That's kind of lame. Not gonna lie, that's kind of lame. Tom is an S. Yeah. Tom is an S. Tom is an S tier. He's 100% in S tier. 1,000,000,000% in S tier. Hey! What's good, my brothers from the Hishaku Hideout? What's good? Please go subscribe to my guys at the Hishaku Hideout. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Kagurabashi is going to blow up. That trailer alone showed us that we are in good hands. Right now, we are in a hiatus for the manga. The manga is on a short hiatus because of Hokazona's health. If you want to catch up to Kagurabachi, now is the time. And I highly encourage you to go check out the Hishaku Hideout. They do great work over there. I had the privilege of being on one of their videos discussing one of the best chapters of the story. Highly encourage you guys. Please go check them out. They are awesome. Or have Frankie fight Queen. Yeah, you know what? Frankie fighting Queen would have been cool too. That would have been a really cool play. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. But overall, I think the Burn in Hell tier is pretty solid. Judge's objectively is the worst. Caesar, despite his short runtime, despite literally being prominent in just like a single arc, taking the experimenting on little children and then making them addicted to drugs. Pretty bad parent. Pretty bad parent. Pretty bad father. Roswell raised Charlos. Speaks for itself. Speaks for itself. The father of Charlos, that's objectively bad. And then Garling. You know, Garling. Harald, I think Harald deserves to be in top 5. I think Harald 100%, 1,000,000,000% deserves to be in top 5. Just from how neglectful he was at being a parent. He didn't know his children were being abused for so long. He was that absent of a father. And then when his son kills all the people that killed his wife, his mother, and Harold's wife, his true wife, he throws his son in jail. Fuck Harald, bro. Fuck Harald. I'm sorry. Harald was a horrible father. Horrible father. I think, okay, the thing is, Harald 100% loved his children more than Kaido. Like 100%. But that didn't get to be shown until like afterwards. That didn't get to be shown until afterwards. Like he was so absent as a father that it was just that bad. Hey, Boomin, I really do appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. I don't have anything witty to say, so I'm just gonna say Usogi the goat manga. Usogi. Usogui. I'll check it out. A gambling manga. I like gambling. I like casinos. Okay, I'll check it out, Boomin. For sure. I'll check that out. I think Caesar should be above Judge. Caesar was going to kill as many children until he got his shit right. I think that's a fair take, guy. I think that's a fair take. The only reason Judge is higher is because Judge was willing to do experimentation on his own biological children. That is the only reason why he is above Caesar. I think that's a very fair point from you, guy. I think that's a really good point. But at the end of the day, Caesar, Judge did that to his own children, his own blood. I think we're gonna have to put. I think we're gonna have to put Judge. It's a fight. It's a fight between Neo-Mads right here. They're both pieces of shit. But doing that to your own kids is crazy. It's kind of crazy. Vegapunk as Stussie's dad. I guess we can throw Vegapunk in there. Vegapunk. I guess he was a good dad. I guess he was like an average dad. He had his child. I mean, technically, he was the grandpa. He was the grandpa to Sentomaru. That's if we're gonna count Kizaru for being an uncle of Sentomaru, we technically have to count Vegapunk for being the adopted grandfather of Sentomaru. I think he was like average, nothing really crazy. I think Vegapunk just made mistakes in his life that led to like advancing the world government. You know, like he kind of like the ends justify the means. Like if he was going to do all this crazy research like to benefit the world, then he would work for the world government. But that's not really like him speaking as a dad. As far as a dad goes, like Sentomaru, technically Sentomaru and Stussy, that Sentomaru and Stussy both risked their lives to protect Vegapunk. I think that speaks to the fatherhood. I think that speaks to the fatherhood. I think if Stussy is the daughter of Vegapunk and Sentomaru is the grandson, they both risked their lives to save him. I think Vegapunk he's giving a good dad pass. I think that's kind of fair. He made the Seraphim, made real people clones with actual memories, then made them able to be mind control and left the world to the world government, though. Yeah, it's kind of fair. That's kind of fair. Maybe top of average Joe. Maybe top of average Joe. You know, like creating children and then giving them to the world government, kind of bad. Because yeah, you're right. The Seraphim are sentient beings. They are sentient beings. Brother, you are far too kind, sir. You'll like the stream and sub to Polar if you haven't already been. Plus, you're my dad. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, seriously, please check out Kagurabachi. Now is the best time to read the manga because right now we are on a 1 month hiatus. Please go please go read it. It's not too late to join into the fandom. You can catch up really fast. But also, please sub to the Hishaku Hideout. These guys are great. If you are interested in Kagurabachi, please go look them up because they are awesome. Please. Oh, Crocodile's here. Hey, what's good, Yonko? What's good? Crocodile is not on this list. Like this, first of all, this is a this is a One Piece DILF tier list maker. This is the only place where I could find so many dads in one spot. So that's why Crocodile is here. This isn't necessarily rating dads. Well, not in terms of how the list is intended to be, but this is how we're using it. What about the satellites, though? I don't consider the satellites as children of Vegapunk. The satellites are aspects of Vegapunk. I don't think they are considered children. They are parts of him. So I don't think that counts. I don't think they count, dude, man. I don't think they count, brother. So I'm not gonna include the satellites because they are all aspects of Vegapunk rather than children of Vegapunk. You could make the argument that that Vegapunk was able to create them, but he was able to basically break off pieces of himself and give them bodies. So they're all still technically Vegapunks at the end of the day. So I don't really consider them children of Vegapunk rather than just offshoots of his personality. Let's see what we got here. Khalifa and Alpha's dad left them to Cypherpole and had them separated. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, Khalifa's dad is so irrelevant. I'm not even gonna put him in here. It's not as bad as say like a Spandam or a Roswald, two extremely minor characters that raise extremely horrible people in the world of One Piece. Like Khalifa's bad, but let's put it this way: Spandam, like technically, Spandam's father kind of gets points for Khalifa because Spandam is in charge of CP was in charge of CP9. So yeah, I'm gonna probably give him to them. I'm gonna probably just leave Spandam there and just call it a day. But yeah, I think that's it. Any final roll calls? Any final dads? Any final dads? Like that has like a good amount of relevance. Any final dads? Any final dads right now? Frankie as the Frankie family dad. Ooh, Bobby with the clutch, brother. Bobby with the clutch opinion. That's fair. That's fair. Frankie being a cool dad to the Frankie family. The Frankie family. Oh, Bobby with the clutch save, bro. I'll give you that, Bobby. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one for sure. I'm not putting him above Capone. I'm not putting him above the Scabbards. Just actually, you know what? Protecting your daughter from a pedophile is puts him above the Scabbards. Neptune, good job, Neptune. You did good. You did good, Neptune. But yeah, Frankie deserves to be there. I don't think Frankie is a better dad than Brooke though. Yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna leave it right there for now. Nolan the dad? Was Nolan the dad? Nolan's here. I can't remember. I know Caligula was a dad, or Cargar was a dad. Was Nolan a dad? I don't think Nolan was dad. I don't. I can't remember. I haven't read Skypiea in a bit. I need to reread Skypiea. Um, I know the relationship between him and Kagura was like that was like true brotherhood right there. But I don't. I think Nolan was just like an explorer. I don't remember him having like any children. Oh, I see what you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. Okay. Okay. I see what you're getting at because you're referring to Nolan's descendant. I don't think I would count that. I don't think I would count that. I know what you're trying to do. It's just that like he wasn't necessarily there because like this was like hundreds of years ago. So I don't really think that's kind of a fair point to give to Nolan. Um, but he was a descendant. Like I can't remember his name, but I know what you're referring to. I think that's kind of fair. Cricket. There you go. Cricket. Yeah. Cricket. I think Cricket was a descendant of Nolan, and Cricket had a lot of respect for Nolan, but it's not like the farthest I'm gonna go is grandparent. You know what I mean? The farthest I'm gonna go is grandparent. I don't think I can give Nolan credit for Cricket. That's the farthest I can go in my opinion. Yeah, we have no context for like Nolan's actual children, so I can't really give that to Nolan. Unfortunately, just I think it was a good point, but the farthest I'm gonna go is maybe even great grandparent, but like they had to have been like somehow directly involved in their lives, like at some point, like in living memory, not just like, or in like physically somehow they had to like have some kind of impact on their lives. And technically you can give that to Nolan, but I mean that's like hundreds of years down the line. We don't even know like how Nolan's kids were. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take Nolan off that. That's not what we're doing. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Where you ranking me though, Tiberius? Ty, you probably be somewhere in top five, Ty. Ty, you would 100% be in top, like you'd be somewhere at S. You'd be somewhere in that top five S, bro. You actually you might Tiberius might be over Whitebeard. I don't know. Tiberius is an amazing dad. He's my dad when it comes to thumbnail art. I'll tell you that right now. Tiberius is my dad when it comes to thumbnail art. I'll be flashing the bat signal, be like, "Dad, I need help, bro." Tiberius is my dad when it comes to thumbnail art, man. Some of the best thumbnail art on the channel is because of Tiberius. You have a good day, Polar. I'm out going to spend time with my dad. Amazing stream. Sorry if the last super chat was out of pocket. Brother, you're fine. J-Lock, you're fine. Go enjoy your time with your father. We're basically wrapping up here. I think that's honestly a good point to end the stream. We have our dad tier list. I'll probably post this tomorrow. And we will discuss more later. We maybe we can come back and do a mom stream next week. Maybe we can come back and discuss the Brooke flashback once it finally completes. I would rather tackle all that in its entirety right then and there. But yeah, thanks guys for letting me have a little fun today for the stream. I had a great time making this list. Great time discussing Kuma versus Whitebeard. That was an amazing segment. Yeah, enjoy your time with your dads, everybody. Be safe, and just enjoy time with family. And I will catch you guys next time.